Good morning, Sassy Fam. Welcome to your Sunday check-in. I hope you're well. I hope you are fabulous. Excuse Cinnamon while she provides you some ASMR chewing. Yeah, good girl. Good girl. All right. You guys, like I said, welcome to your Sunday check-in. Today's check-in will be for yours and theirs. Like always with yours and theirs, take what resonates, leave what does not, and reverse those energies as you see fit. More so with yours and theirs, as energy exchange and interchange is real, rapid, and fluid. Isn't it, Pumpkin? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I know, no, you got it. You got them all. You got them all. I know. It's not time for a refill. It's not. Don't look at me like that. No. Why don't you go chill? Why don't you go? It's not treat time. You just had your treat. She's like, surely there must be more. No, not at this time. Not at this moment in time, Miss Missy. Okay? Yeah. Oh, don't be sad. It's okay. She's like, but there's more. Yeah, there is more. Technically, yes. But not right now. Okay. What was I saying? Reverse energies as you see fit. She's just going to triple check real quick. You know. Pumpkin. Pumpkin. I love you. I really do. I really do. But no, there's no more. Not right now. I love you so much. Do keep in mind these are general collective readings, not one-to-one private, which is to say they may not resonate at all, which I know is very frustrating, but it's also very normal. If that happens, check your other placements. You will find yourself in there somewhere. Okay. But you know what the deal. Take what resonates, leave what does not. Reverse those energies as you see fit. Oh, and of course, do keep in mind your person. Your person that I see on this board today, yes, may include the energies of a significant other, spouse, boyfriend, girlfriend, lover, ex of 5 years ago. It happens, right? But I would just ask that you make space for other things that are perfectly common to everyday life, such as work, family, home, that stuff. It comes up quite a bit too. But yeah, as it resonates. Okay, you guys, just a quick update. That family member I was talking about, they're doing a little bit better. Thank you for asking. A little bit better, but regardless, I'm going to go ahead and push the 3-month overview back by a couple of weeks, and then we can focus on July, August, September. But there you go, and thank you all so much for understanding. I really appreciate that. I do value getting my work done on time, but I also value the quality of it as well, and I don't want to rush a good read, I don't like rushing my work if I don't have to. But yeah. Thank you all so much for understanding. I would just say a couple weeks, maybe mid-June. And like I said, we'll focus on July, August, and September. Oh, you guys, let's just take a moment to breathe, shall we? Maybe do more than a moment. It is Sunday or whatever day it is you're seeing this. May it be a good day. Be sure to carve out some time for yourself. Always. All right, you guys, is that it? If there's more to be said, and I remember that, outro. Cinnamon makes any more appearances, outro. Anyway, you guys, I will see you for some shorts. I will see you for the Thursday check-in, and I will see you at your sign. Take care. Be well. Leo, you're first. What's going on for Leo? Show me Leo, please. What's going on for Leo? Right, with your side, but as I said, reverse energies as you see fit. 4 of Cups, the Tower, Page of Wands. Wow. Congratulations. 10 of Cups, the Magician, and the 10 of Pentacles. That's beautiful. 10 of Wands, Page of Cups, and the 2 of Swords. Yeah, I see that. 7 of Pentacles. I agree. Let's get back on track. Absolutely. Seven of Pentacles, a sense of steadiness here. Not necessarily stagnation, but steadiness. Getting back to the pathway, the principles, to what matters. A nice, steady, even track of predictable energies. We'll take that. Given where you're coming from, that Seven of Pentacles makes perfect sense to me. So, Four Cups, the Tower, Page of Wands. I said congratulations because you've recently, somehow, in some way, managed to overturn some very difficult energies. Emotional energy specifically. I don't know how long that Four Cups had a grip on you, but the grip, it seems, is no more. Or you're on the precipice of that. A sort of beautiful release of negative emotions that you might have been carrying around for a very long time. Overall sense of unhappiness, detachment, lethargy, just sadness, anger, maybe. But we're overturning that with the Tower. It's almost like saying this is overdue. Here's the insights you needed. And it puts you into a freeing space. It's like this magnificent weight has been lifted out of your spirit, your essence, your chest, whatever. So I don't know how long that Four Cups has been going on, but you aren't going to miss it. I wonder what that turning point was for you. Where one day felt and seemed like every other day, and it wasn't great, to joy, open, light, a lot better. Page of Wands. But I'm very happy for you. Over here, you have someone who is 1,000% in your corner. Very stable. That's the essence of stability right there. 10 of Cups, 10 of Pentacles, and the Magician. Between the two of you, you keep things stable, but this person is absolutely your advocate in your corner, your particular champ. This is someone who wants the best, not just for themselves or for the connection, but for you as well. So this is someone who brings a great deal of stability into your life, and they've kind of been with you through it all. That's lovely. And they want to continue that. Let's continue to stabilize. Let's continue to grow this thing. It's very family oriented. It's very resourceful, connected. You're part of that. And they want you in there. They want you to be part of it all and to continue to be part of it all. And they've been with you through the hard times and the good times. 10 of Wands, Page of Cups, 2 of Swords. There was quite a time there. It's like you in particular didn't know if there'd ever be end in sight to this hardship or this sadness, but there is. So whatever it is, it's been weighing you down and just caused you a constant, almost infinite state of confusion about when is this going to stop? Is it ever going to get any easier? Yeah, that Tower's coming in as a huge relief, and people often forget that in tarot. They often see it as destructive or scary or just a big old nasty surprise. We forget that the Tower's property contains the overturning element. It's just the way it arrives. Well, the Tower, what is it, Forrest Gump? The Tower's a lot like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. Sometimes it's quite internal, sometimes it's external, sometimes it's soft, sometimes it's loud. But the idea is that whatever came before it is getting overturned, and it needs to be. So that hardship that was pervasive and confusing, right here, an essential line that you share with someone else, getting back into what counts, which apparently is quite a bit. It's very active, it's very involved, it's very stable, it's very connected. And like I said, we want to get back into it. Get back on a comfortable path that's growing neither too fast nor too slow. Getting back into it. King of Wands, the Lovers, and the Page of Swords. Oh, yeah, no, there you are with your person. They're always with you. They haven't always received your highest form of concentration. Why would they? This person has been with you this entire time, and a part of you was always kind of with them. Okay, no matter how bad it got, you recognize as being with them in energy and in spirit, but your mind, you weren't always able to give them your fullest attention, but they always had your full energy. This person is absolutely your champ. You know, it's interesting, in 3D they show up as someone who is very foundational, very stable, very connected to you. You have a wealth of activity with this person, but you personally understand their spiritual significance in your life, and you haven't always been able to give them your full attention. You've been dealing with something difficult for some time, and it's clearing up, but this person's always there. In an offhanded way, they're always kind of on your mind. But we're deeply connected to them, and we'll get back on that pathway, the participation in it and feeling good about it, since we're not in this hardship anymore. Six of Wands, King of Pentacles, Page of Cups. Yeah, feeling a lot better, a lot more confident. A lot more confident. It's just enough to make the difference, doesn't it? It feels a lot better compared to where you're coming from. And you yourself are quite stable. You yourself are quite prosperous. And you're showing me I feel a lot better. My energy's a lot softer. I can pay attention to my world again, my person again. I feel a little more safe opening up positively because I feel better. So I wonder what that Tower was to you. But it looks very internal to me. And it eased that hardship and that confusion really well. Some of you just simply put feeling down for a long time. And here's that pathway, getting back on it. You're on a good path. You are. Getting back on it. Seeing the beauty of it again, actively participating in it again and feeling good about it. Occupation. Okay, some of you got very close to work. That's what it is. Too close. You needed to back off. That's for some of you. But overly immersed in your occupations. I understand. Sometimes we have heightened activities, but perhaps you got a little too close to your work. To the point where it felt like it was with you all the time, all day, every day. It was constant hardship and you could find no solutions. And I can see where you're in that day in, day out for months at a time. Yeah, you're going to get down. It's like, is this all there is? It's going to wear on you. It's going to wear on you physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. But with some of you got way too close to your occupation, overly examined it, overly critical, by the way. Overly questioning it. And it's like, you know what? It's actually not that hard. Because there's something here about the emotional relief that it's like, I put way too much of myself into this. I overthink it. Everything's fine. It's fine. It's kind of like I've made things harder on myself than I needed to, and it brought me down. I don't know. Can any of you identify with that space of taking your work perhaps a little too seriously, a little too long? And it wears on you, wears on your spirit, wears on your heart, you know? Improving health, success. Good job. That's what I'm talking about. This is internal health. We're talking emotional systems, physical systems as well. That was an internal tower. It's what you needed, and it's showing on the outside. I knew it. Honey, yeah, I mean, it's so easy to get caught up in. I'm so thankful you had that person in your corner. I am so thankful that you have such a solid way of life because you needed that support. You needed that. And mind you, your mind wasn't completely focused on that person all the time, but they were always connected to you in a deeper way. And they were there for you as you were improving your health and you were experiencing success. Congratulations. I'm very happy for you. 35, 34, and 44. We don't need that one. For people who ask, how come you don't use them all? I don't need to. I have them there in case I need them. P, Y, we have the medallion of Pisces. You might have some very strong Pisces in your chart, can be connecting to, and this season might be important to you. Then we have the Tree of Life, Ten of Pentacles, the Way of Life Foundation, etc. Yeah, I see that's very important to you. You're very immersed in it. So is your person. You needed the extra support at this time, and you're getting back into your role as part of that tree of life. Okay. But from a healthier perspective. Leo, honey, I hope this helps you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Sag, what's up? Show me, Saggy. What's going on for Sagittarius? Show me, Sagittarius. Like always, we're going to start with your side. But as I explained in the intro, reverse energies as you see fit. 5 of Cups. Ace of Swords. The Sun. Good. Good job. King of Cups. The Tower. The 10 of Swords. How odd. We'll get to that. Okay, the Emperor, the Wheel of Fortune. Oh, the Hierophant. Yeah, okay. 7 of Wands. Okay. Yeah, I see you protecting yourself at this time. And it's interesting to me, there's a contrast, because it's almost like literally a reversal of fortunes here. It's almost like these two are trading places. However you want to do it, karmically, sure. The Wheel of Fortune is here. We have the Hierophant, the Tower. It does kind of feel like you two are trading places, you know? And 7 Wands, and you're kind of protecting yourself at this time, and you should. There's a sense of boundaries here. Leave me alone. I'm processing something, and you've made a remarkable effort, too. 5 of Cups, there's the sadness of the past, the hurt and pain and disappointment of the past, loss, regret, remorse. Having experienced it, contributed to it in some way, but the point is that you have memories with it. They're very distinct. Here's the thing. Ace of Swords, you've been working through it up here. Getting some strong truths around that past, working through it. From an intellectual standpoint, this is what I know about that. And you are poking and prodding the past, but from that space of, I need an answer on this. Why has it affected me as long as it has to this day? What does it mean to me? I'm looking at it. So good for you. You were an active participant in studying the past instead of rejecting it or denying it. You're like, no, I'm going to learn from it, right? I'm going to learn from it. And in this respect, I agree. You only fail if you refuse to learn. And you're like, I refuse to fail. So you've been learning from that 5 of Cups pretty intensely. And do you know what your result is? Joy, the Sun. You found happiness for yourself again. And a freedom from the past. Much stronger sense of being in the moment, in the present moment of happiness. Feeling warmed by the sun again. It's like, okay, I can let it go. I worked through it. It's rough translation. I'm sure, if I was clarifying, or perhaps on advice, you'll show me healing here. But all I can tell you is that you've been working through the sadness. And you have good results. You feel 1,000 times better. And the sun's out for you, my dear. I love it. You do the work, you get the results. I say it all the time. You've got the results. You look very joyous, very happy, very light. I'm pleased for you. Over here, it's kind of like a reversal of fortunes. Someone started out with, I'm fine. I know my feelings quite well. King of Cups. Tower, wrong. So here we have the falseness of feeling. That's no good. We don't want that for the King or Queen of Cups or any of the people who say they know themselves, whatever their element is. Emperor and Empresses, Kings and Queens. It's like, I'm me, I'm fine. I know what I feel in this respect. I know what I feel. I'm in total ownership of my feeling. I'm good. I'm solid. I'm not in conflict with what I feel. No. Tower. So someone here was not being honest in their heart space about their true feeling, and they've learned that, unfortunately, the hard way. So again, the King, Queen of Cups, their ownership of feelings. This is what I feel. Full ownership. No takesy-backsies. And there's also an element of emotional pride behind it. This is what I claim. Okay. I know my feelings. Thank you. I was not affected by this. I was never disturbed by this. And I feel just fine with it. Wrong. Tower here is saying, actually, no. 10 of Swords. So that's a world of pain now. So someone kind of stood firm in their emotional beliefs that they were just fine and that they felt what they felt and it wasn't like a big deal. They know their feelings. They know themselves, right? Tower. Wrong. So I don't know what their Tower moment was. It looks pretty powerful because it's literally at the heart of the reading. Okay. And then the Ten of Swords. No, the truth is that this person hurts a great deal. So the King and Queen of Cups, it's kind of like saying, oh, I know my heart and I wasn't affected by this. I mean, if I was, I'd be in pain. Well, here's the pain now. The truth is, whatever this is, hurt. You recovered from the pain by acknowledging it. This hurt me. I loved it in some way, and it hurt me. I'm going to learn from it, and now I can let it go. I'm happy. This person had the opposite. I'm just fine. Denied the past, denied feelings. And at some point on their timeline, the Tower says, au contraire. This actually affected you quite deeply. You've just been in denial about it. Okay. So like I said, reversal. This is what happens, though. Like I said, when you do the work, you get the results. And when you don't do the work, you pay a kind of interest. What you deny before catches up to you later. And that's what you call karma or interest. I liked interest. People seem to understand that a little better. Spiritual interest. Eventually, we all pay it. So it's better you do the work than deny it. Over here, the Emperor, Wheel of Fortune. The Hierophant. It's interesting. What started out perhaps for the both of you in the sense of strength, willpower, advocacy, empowerment, strong-willed, has come back around to something higher than that. Higher self. True values. You both are learning that. In some way, you're both learning about true value of self. That you value honoring the truth, even if it's painful. And someone's learning, I grant you the hard way, the value of real feeling. Being open to it, not denying it. So you both, being subject to the Wheel of Fortune, started out with a sense of empowerment. Perhaps you blocked this, had a sense of empowerment, strength, it's the right thing to do, but you had to learn this was actually part of your core value. That the end result of this should be happiness, not sadness. Somebody else had to learn what real commitment is to feeling. Not to be afraid of it, but to embrace it. Don't deny what's in your heart. Speak unto it. That's strength. That's a value. Okay. What that means for either of you, I don't know. In terms of this connection having any more significance other than the fact that you're pretty much almost done working through it and they've just begun. So yes, in many ways you two are still bonded. You know. Linked up by those invisible threads, but I hope it helps you. If anything, just confirmation for how far you've come. I know at first you thought this was a power thing, it was an empowerment thing, the right thing to do, but you actually realized, no, this was a value to you, a core value. You doing this was a core value. You stood up for yourself in some way that suggests this is what I actually believe in. Five of Pentacles, Ace of Wands, and the Ten of Cups. What about it? Yes. Okay, Three of Pentacles, the Hierophant, Knight of Swords, heads up. Just kind of in that space, I'm like, okay, what's the point? There seems to be some sort of disruption in someone's inner circle. The energy to repair it or fix it's pretty good, which I'm happy to see that. One of the persons here in discussion is going to come forward to ask if they can assist. So FYI, tarot's not just about what we know, it's also about what to expect. And sometimes we get a little bit of that. The future prospects, that's a future prospect. It looks like soon. I don't want anyone to feel threatened by that. I'm here to report. That's what I do. But yeah, it looks like one of you, and I believe it's you, there's a little bit of disruption in your inner circle, and you're fixing it. The energy's good for it. It is. You're showing me recovery, or you're helping someone recover. Someone, and I believe it's them, comes forward and asks if they can help. Whether or not you choose that, that's up to you, but that is a choice. It looks friendly. It's kind of like in that energy of what can I do? Okay. It doesn't look threatening to me. But what they're learning is what they're learning internally, just like you did. They're just, I grant you, they seem to be learning it the hard way. Some people got to learn things the hard way. But the outside energy where people can see it, it comes across as quite friendly, constructive, cooperative. Can I help? How can I help? So that means in some way they understand that the mechanics of your inner circle are a little bit off. Not too bad. You're like, I'm on it. I'm fixing it. Okay. So in this way, they might still be connected to you. This could be family. Could be friend, but it looks like someone who's willing to show up and help in some way. Okay? So FYI, that seems to be coming on through. All right? Rolling the dice. Taking a roll in the dice. Number 39. It could be a bit of a risk, a bit of a gamble. Showing up after what went down. Yeah, but that's true for anything. Harvest. 10. You know, there's a good chance that may be rejected. Right, home. Yeah. You know, it's taking a risk here, or it seems that way, rolling the dice. I don't know. There's something here to do with the home space. Perhaps some of you don't want it influenced. Okay? But tarot is the proof of choice, not the absence of it. All I can do is give you ideas, you know, about what it is I'm saying, and that was a pretty strong idea. Someone comes rushing through and saying, can I help? And it's that person, yes. But it looks like we don't want the home interfered with. Personal space, family space, something like that. Yeah, don't stop. You're making great progress, as we've seen. It's a bit tricky, that. I could have, typically when I see this, I see the fall and indicate as much. Time of harvest, not this time. No. Something here that's a decline, I believe. I got too much going on. The home is a sensitive topic. Family's a sensitive topic. Or frankly, what they're offering is just you're not willing to jeopardize the influence. Okay? Okay. Yeah, but don't stop. You're doing great work in here. We have the letters G, Y. We have U, the medallion of Sag. The keyword here being optimist. You are showing me optimism, yes, not just for yourself and what it is that you've learned, but also for a situation. Currently with your inner circle, there's like, that can be fixed. It just needs support and energy right now. Okay? That's definitely family and friends. It's more on the personal side, but you feel good about it. And then there's one of these energies. How can I help? Okay? It doesn't look malicious, but if you don't want the influence, then you don't want the influence. That's it. That's all she wrote. It's like your and I's connection. That's another thing. You know, I don't want this showing up in my home. Maybe we can connect or do something else at another time, but this is now it's not that time. Could be. And then we have the fox, the sense of cleverness, and then also, of course, associated with you as swift and clever. Okay, and then we have the snowflake, Scorpio, but also time of transformation, having changed for some of you since last winter. Saggy, honey, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Aries. What's up? Show me Aries. What's going on for Aries? All right, starting with your sign, but as I explained in the intro, reverse energies as you see fit. 3 of Wands, 5 of Wands, and the 8 of Cups. Good for you. All right, 10 of Swords, the Page of Swords, 9 of Cups. Well, I mean, I can see why. Yeah, the World, the Wheel of Fortune, the 6 of Pentacles. Yeah, Queen of Swords. Oh, contemplation. I see that. Okay. There is the passage of time here. I don't deny that. You're showing me this like it happened yesterday, though. And Queen of Swords, you're in a space of contemplation. You're actually thinking about all these things. So I don't know how long ago you did this, because apparently time is catching up to you both. But you're showing me, okay, thought, logic, reasoning, rationality. Let's look at this. Let's look at this. Let's look at this. You're like, okay, I was in a situation where I found myself waiting. Right? 3 of Wands. She's like, I had my reasons. Don't give me shit, Christina. Okay. You said you had your reasons to wait. A lot of people choose to wait, and it is a choice because they feel a certain level of hope, the anticipation of hope. Something's just right out there on the horizon. It's going to come to me any day. That's why most people do it. So they don't call it waiting. They just kind of say, well, I have hope, or I anticipate good things. And sometimes it's love. Sometimes it's opportunities that are not love. It's just whatever. I'm just saying, if you choose to wait, know that it's a choice. And you have darn good reason for it. And you're saying, my reason wasn't good enough. All it did was cause me conflict. 5 of Wands. The more I waited on this, the angrier I got. Yeah. Okay. You resented waiting. It's like this thing is stretching out. It's stretching out. It's stretching out. I have no new news today. Nothing's changed. It's pissing me off. So you waiting then is coming up as a form of conflict. It's something you typically don't do, but you chose that, right? And it did not go well for you. Like, why the hell did I wait here? Why did I do that? I don't believe in that. That's stupid. No. No, 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 no. And you realize it for yourself, and you're like, okay, I'm done waiting for that. Good. 8 of Cups, it's not worth being pissed off for. If you don't have good reason, don't wait. If something's not showing up as a result when you want there to be a result, but you still don't have a result, then you're making yourself unnecessarily angry. Don't. Right? And you figure that out. Good. Walk. 8 of Cups. I don't need to be here. I don't need to be here. This is stupid. I'm sure at the time, 3 of Wands, it didn't. But it proved to be futile. Good for you. I'm glad you understood that. 8 of Cups. I gotta go. Walk. Okay. Over here. 10 of Swords, Page of Swords, 9 of Cups. What the hell? It's such a small thing. Page of Swords, 10 of Swords. It feels sad that you stopped waiting. Like, I don't even know what that means. What does that even mean? How long were you supposed to wait? It's coming from such a small-minded space, though, so they never expected you to walk or to pull an exit or to take your energy away. I don't know. I don't know, but it's such a small little thought. And yes, of course, I can say that they technically watch you a little bit. Okay, whatever. But the point is that the idea is that it's so small about that pain, the ending, betrayal. It's... They need to put more thought into this. Like, and then afterwards is a 9 of Cups. They don't learn till much later how much personal joy they had in connection to you, or wish fulfillment. Like they didn't connect to that. I guess they just thought you would be there forever waiting. I don't know. But it's such a small thought. Did they really think you would never leave, or they never wanted to consider that? Because then they'd have to do something, right? They'd have to get off their ass and prevent that. But there's something there about you waiting made them feel good. Like, oh, and Aries stopped waiting, and then they got sad and hurt. Very small-minded energy there. Not a planner. No. I don't. Not a planner, not much insight. Not much of the, well, that was obvious. I saw that 10, 20 steps ago. No, none of that. Okay. I don't know what to make of that. I really don't know what to make of that. You experienced what you experienced, and then they're like, well, that's upsetting. Like it didn't occur to them. Okay, the World, Wheel of Fortune, Six of Pentacles. Even though this cycle is technically closed, at some point it comes back around in the form of a proposed balance. What you do with that is entirely up to you. I'm not telling you what to do. You get to choose. Like you chose that. You also chose to exit that. You choose to look at any situation critically. So that means whatever this is, however it proposes itself in future, or rather the upcoming future, you will figure it out for yourself. And the Six of Pentacles, can we balance this? That's entirely up to you if you want to participate. As far as I can tell, that this is a closed chapter. I think that this is something personally that you had reconnected to many times over for the sake of balance and to kind of alleviate that sense of waiting. And you never really did. So that tells me this is something that's happened between you and this person before. In between your periods of waiting, there would be some sort of connection, and then you would go back into that space of waiting. And maybe that's where that person's kind of small-minded point of view was coming from, is that they just thought that would perpetuate forever, that you two got it, or that it wasn't going to change. So I can't otherwise explain the smallness of that. That's ridiculous. How can you have that much hurt and then say that you didn't know? Bullshit. So that tells me very little insight with the cycle between you two over the years. So again, once more, FYI, just to summarize, this is going to come back around. You've been through it with this person before. If you choose to participate, you already know what to expect. However, having said that, let's look at advice and see if there's any change there. Because if you want to connect, great. You're a big Aries. You can figure it out. But just realistically, based on past experience with this connection, you know what to expect from it. That's it. That's all I'm saying. And people say I never get to the point. Well, give me a point to make. You know? No, I think you absolutely did the right thing. And I think that's why you're looking at it so logically now. It's like, how much did that piss me off? That I allowed myself to wait. Comes into conflict with who I am. That's not Aries. That's not Aries. That's not what Aries does. Aries, when they understand they want something, they go out there and get it, kick ass, take names. Okay? And if something doesn't participate with me back, cool, I'm out. Clearly my energy's not welcome. But it's like this, though. This, I don't do this. So that tells me then somebody picked you up and put you back down. Or the connection got picked up and put back down. We took it off the shelf and then we put it back on the shelf. And when you got put back on the shelf, you pissed yourself off all over again. It's like, wait, why am I back up on the shelf? At what point do you take us down and then we stay there on the ground and interact with each other in a more consistent way? See what I'm saying? There's too much smallness here, and then a sense of joy later about understanding our feelings. The Fool, Two of Cups, and the Page of Swords. Yeah, it comes forward in a kind of trippy sense of joy. I'm going to open up to love here. It's that small I we were talking about. It's that simple sense of let's try again, take a shot on me, let's open up, let's try to harmonize feelings. It comes up as a practical balance. If there's any more sincerity to it after that, I don't know. But it's nice that they want to try to even out the feelings between you two. But I don't know that much more is learned. Again, it's coming from such a small mind. Oh, this hurts. I didn't anticipate that for some reason. I always thought Aries would kind of hang out and then I wouldn't have to deal with it. I guess that means it makes me happy. Okay, let's try opening up to it. So it's coming across to me as foolishness as opposed to preparedness. In other words, they still have such a small mind. Okay. I don't know, guys. I don't know. It seems like we had ample opportunity to learn. King of Swords. and Justice and the Page of Cups. From you, please know that from your point of view, you showed me a much sharper mind, someone who's actually very intelligent. Okay, so again, that kind of tells to me why you got pissed off. It's like, I'm literally too smart for this. I think you are. And I think that explains why you are so methodically looking at your anger over the years on this one. It's like, I am too smart for this. You are. Injustice. You know, some very interesting air in your chart, particularly Libra. Maybe some Aquarius at Page of Cups. It's if you open up to balance, it is your choice. You have to choose it from a good space in you. Perhaps you might be humoring them. Perhaps it's because you want to close this and understand that that's the best thing to do, because there is a sense that you here, Aries, appreciate karma. So there is a strong sense of justification, justifying and balancing it. I'm going to do what's right for me. That's all any of us can do. So what you actually do, I don't know. Your sense of balancing this and being karmically correct could be to leave it the hell alone. Don't entertain a fool. If you're going to be a fool, be a proud fool, right? Say it's because you're ready for that new beginning. But don't be a fool to someone who's like, oh, I guess it just feels good. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay. No. So do what's right for you. That's all anybody can do. You balance against yourself first, always. That justice is for you. That's it. First and foremost, any of these energies are for ourselves. And then how we apply them, okay, that's secondary. But everything begins with the self. You get to choose what's right for you. Okay. Once more, tarot does not dictate action. You do. For anybody who is like, I don't want to, I just said you didn't have to. That could be your own form of justice. Correctness. For others of you, you will. Perhaps just officially look at this and close it out and know that you're done with it. I don't know. You get to choose. Okay. Wishing well. 41. It's somebody's wish. Somebody's wish. 41. Distant horizons. 36. Taking a closer look about what it is you wish for, long term, further out. What you might have wished for back then, might come to find, bears no relevance for your future. Okay? Take a closer look at that. Also be careful what you wish for. Has a way of coming back around. It's not necessarily any more in alignment with who you are. So let's be aware of that. Okay. If you believe... Yeah, romance. I think they're trying to generate some sort of activity that's on the surface looks balanced, but because they need some emotional lifting. I'm all about that prepared fool. I know I'm opening up. I know I'm taking a risk, and it's awesome. I'm ready. And there's someone who's just like, I think I feel silly. I'm feeling cute. I'm feeling a little extra. I think I'll reach out. Okay. Yeah. Reconsider. Yeah, be careful. Consider this for yourself. Okay? Reconsider. For some of you thinking, yeah, maybe I can humor them. Maybe you shouldn't. Maybe that's why they're coming back through, is because you humored them one too many times. I told you this was a repeating cycle. Remember why you got pissed off with yourself over and over again. Do not humor a fool. Well, not a prepared one. C, T, A, mask on. Yeah, mask on. We got a little mask here. When somebody's done a good job, I see mask off. This one's in the upright. Masks are on. Not totally authentic. I just think someone has not grown into their mind. It's coming across as immature, and this is what I feel like doing now. This hurt me in the past. I don't fully understand or recognize why. I don't want to grow into that. It's a mask. It's the inauthentic self. Someone's still too mature. Butterfly in reverse. It hasn't transformed. Yeah, I get that vibe. I get that vibe. Like I said, you're a big Aries. You figure it out. I can see that you are someone who's given this a great deal of thought. You understand your role. You understand why you've been mad at yourself. I'm not saying you have to be. I'm saying for the Aries I'm looking at, I understand why you've been mad at yourself all these years or however long it's been, because this is something typically you don't do. You played into some full cycle somewhere, as they went like this, on and off the shelf. You don't have to. It's still a very unlearned fool, as far as I can tell. Aries. But yeah, like I said, you're a big Aries. You figure it out. You get to figure out what's right for you. To balance or not to balance. Check against yourself first. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Aquarius, what's up? Show me. Aquarius, please. Show me Aquarius. Like always, we're going to start with your side of the board, right? But as I explained in the intro, reverse energies, as you see fit. 10 of Wands, 3 of Wands, Ace of Wands, okay. Queen of Swords, 7 of Cups, and the High Priestess. I have 4 of Wands, King of Wands, King of Cups, Temperance. Good. I'm glad to see that. I'm glad to see that, because this situation took a lot of patience. I cannot begin to sell you on that one. It took a lot of patience, and your energy was a lot more. Can we hurry this up, please? And apparently that was not the case. 10 of Wands, 3 of Wands, Ace of Wands. There's a sense of you carried some sort of hardship for a while. And you're like, any day now, relief is going to show up. Any day now. Any day now, I'm going to get some reprieve. I'm going to get some good influence here. I'm going to get some good energy returned to me any day. I've been carrying this 10 of Wands for a long time. That's why I say you have to, if you're going to carry 10 of Wands, know what it is you're carrying. Sometimes it's worth it. Sometimes it's just kind of stubborn / I got used to it kind of thing. Regardless, he said you carried a hardship for a long time. It's like it wasn't supposed to go on that long. And now you're saying the energy is a lot better now. Ace of Wands. But oh my goodness, we needed patience. We needed time, we needed patience, we needed healing. Like that took a bit longer than I had expected. For me to feel better. For my energy to be lighter, more hopeful. Looking forward to things, I don't know. Just being open and available. Be like, I'm here now. Yay. And it's such a good feeling. It feels a lot better. But oh boy, did that take some patience. Over here, Queen of Swords, 7 of Cups, the High Priestess. Someone is listening to themselves about opening up to you. It's coming from a place of both logic and reasoning, but yes, also intuition. So that's a good combination. I like that. It's one of my favorite combinations because someone here is using their mind as well as their intuitive process, which is good. We want to ideally use both. And their 7 of Cups is at the heart of the reading. There's a sense of opening up to you. But first it's internal and then it becomes external. So when they have their thoughts more available to them, their emotions are kind of set, then I see it coming forward to you. Okay, over here, 4 of Wands, King of Wands, the King of Cups. I got 2 people who are kind of reacting to each other at the relationship level. Yeah, they seem to be connecting equally, which is nice. We have 2 representations of self. Okay. You both kind of evoke strong feelings. 4 of Wands. Something here is shaping up in terms of relationship energy between you 2. Temperance, though, it's looking like for you personally, you needed something to be right in your feeling and in your spirit, and things in the general sense are showing me hardship, and it's been like that for a hot minute. And you're like, I knew easier days or brighter days or lighter days would come. And they're here. It just took a little longer than I thought. And now you're just showing me you're open. You're kind of awake. Somebody else sees this. They pick up on it. So they're kind of like formalizing their thoughts and feelings, like I said before, they present them to you. And then we have 2 people who kind of stand up sooner rather than later in terms of relationship energy. So I'm very curious about that because it looks so composed. it looks so knowing between these two people. Like there's no hesitation, no doubt. Things might stabilize in terms of relationship forming fairly quickly, sooner rather than later. I don't quite know. But it's great. You were waiting for more positive energy to become available to you. I don't think it's this person. I think it was you personally. Almost becoming, like I said, increasingly impatient with yourself to become more available, to be more ready, to be more open. Okay. I'm thinking that energy, attitude lended to the hardship. You needed a certain space of time, Aquarius, honey. Okay. Be more compassionate to yourself and kinder to yourself. I don't know what you were processing, but it was hard. And it took a lot longer than you had realized. But you're open now, so I want you to enjoy that feeling. It's going to feel so freaking good. No, I don't think it's suddenly inspired by this person. I see them reacting to your openness. Okay. What's going on? Your energy is different, clearly. You've done some good work in there, so don't lose sight of that. So I know this feels so good. It feels so solid. It's kind of like, well, that escalated quickly. But you're ready. Advice, please. Death, Seven of Pentacles, Six of Wands, I see. Okay, so there's a pathway, a little bit of backstory there. There's a pathway that ended for you, and initially you felt confident about closing it out. And I think you still feel confident about closing it out, but it took a while with that Seven of Pentacles. Wrapping something up, it was heavy, 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 and it played out a lot longer than you thought it would. Because your Death, Seven of Pentacles, that's a slow ending. That's a slow exit. Don't get me wrong, you're showing me confident. I don't take that back. You're like, I don't regret that. That was a choice. But man, it took forever and a day to close that Seven of Pentacles out. Something to do with work or, frankly, a stagnant pathway that you're like, I'm done with that. I built myself into it, but apparently you had to build yourself out of it too. It was quite the effort. No wonder you're losing your patience, because that sense of obligation was still on you. It was still attached to you. I got to see this fucking thing through until it's completely done. Why is it taking forever to finish? Because you're like, I have no doubt. I need to close that out. But it's taking forever. So you still had to assume a certain level of responsibility to whatever that Seven of Pentacles was. But when it's closed, I told you it took time. It took time. We could not rush through this. But as soon as it closed out, oh, you're like, I'm free as a bird. That's great. Yes. It just felt like it was going on and on and on. You know what this reminds me of? You ever been in that kind of position of, say, work or a job where, let's say you gave 2-week notice and you're aware of every single day, hour, minute of that 2-week notice, and it can't get there fast enough. So kind of stretch that out over, say, months. It took you months to close that pathway out. You still had to assume responsibility in the process. Like I said, you built yourself into it. You got to build yourself out of it. That's the vibe I got here. But yay! As that closes out for you, something opens up, and it looks a lot personal. It looks nice. It looks comfy. The Wheel of Fortune, Queen of Pentacles, the Hierophant. Okay. Something comes to you in time in terms of commitment. Like I said, that escalated quickly. I'm not saying you're getting married tomorrow. What I am saying, it's a matter of time before you kind of really get comfortable with this idea of self-worth. Self-worth and commitment, home, care, comfort. Like I said, you seem to be headed in that direction in terms of next. Okay, it's coming towards you. It was your time. It's your turn, I guess, maybe. But yeah, like I said, I like how this person's thoughtful, carefully choosing my words in the direction of my feelings. And like I said, these two people kind of stand up and recognize each other sooner rather than later. And like I said, it escalates quickly. So this might be one of those connections that advances pretty smoothly because it feels correct. But for many of you, Yeah. You weren't available, and then one day you were. Yay. Well now. Thoughts, 16, pathway. Any thoughts on your pathway? Very careful thought, consideration to your pathway. When you closed that particular pathway out, you gave it a great deal of thought. Don't get me wrong, you wanted that to happen, but it required a lot of thought on your part. Like I said, you built yourself into it. Now imagine closing it out and carrying the responsibility. You had to. You were the official person. Were you boss in that situation or scenario? You were the official person. Everything rested on you, decision-making, etc. 16, 35, 22. All right. I got you. All righty. Well, may I be the first to congratulate you. I'm looking at the contemplation. We have 7... Queen of Swords, High Priestess. This is quiet. This is silent. 7 of Cups is external emotional expression. We have Temperance here. So what I'm seeing here in terms of this flowing outwards to you, and it becomes apparent, we're talking summer, which is nothing. We're in Gemini season, and by summer I mean the highest. Yeah, when the sun's highest in the sky. For those of you who are in the Northern Hemisphere, I know. So here, if that aside, we have Cancer and Leo season. People give me so much shit about that. Well, if you live in the Northern Hemisphere, apply it as it resonates. I'm telling you, I get that all the time. It drives me crazy. It's like if I don't mention it, people feel excluded about the time zones. It's like, you know what time zone you're in. You still have a July, okay? And you still have an August. Okay, so here we're talking about Cancer, Leo season, I'm thinking. Temperance, this thing is still wrapping up. Look for a sign, yes? Very good. Okay, let's pull some charms for you, and we're going to call it a day. Aquarius, good reading, good luck. I understand that level of impatience and just frustration, but you're also saying it's mine, though. I got to deal with it. You did it. I know it was something in your foundation. Yeah, that's coming up. Tree of Life. This is something you started. This is something you grew. This is something you gave roots. It's not easily undone. Okay, I get you. K, L, and the crescent moon. The crescent moon for some of you. The next one might be of some importance to you. Aquarius, honey, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Gemini, what's up? Show me, Gemini. Oh, and of course, happy birthday. Like always, we're going to start with your side of the board, but as I explained in the intro, reverse energies, as you see fit. 3 of Swords, the 5 of Cups, 9 of Pentacles, ow, ow, and ow. Okay. 4 of Pentacles, the Knight of Cups, and the Queen of Swords. Well, that doesn't help. Okay. 9 of Pentacles, the Moon, 2 of Wands. Yeah. The World. Yeah. The World. Yeah, something here is wrapping up. And you see, you're aware of it. It's not that you're very aware of it. Like I said, owie, owie, owie. 3 of Swords, 5 of Cups, 9 of Pentacles. This hurt me. It's been hurting me. I have a lot of history with this particular pain and heartbreak. I just can't. 9 of Pentacles. You're moving forward. Now, you're not showing me healing, but it's kind of like, I need to move forward from this. I don't want to keep succumbing to pain and disappointment and hurt and rejection. It's like, you just can't. You just can't. There's something here about you've been rejected emotionally or in little ways that add up over time that you just can't anymore. I would like to see more healing from you. Perhaps they will show me that on advice/clarification. But for now, it's kind of like, I gotta go this way. I gotta go this way. This thing's closing out. It's closing out. It hurts too much. I gotta go. That's all you're showing me for now. And I say, this doesn't help. It's not. Four of Pentacles, Knight of Cups, Queen of Swords. Now, look, I'm all for somebody contemplating their feelings. But it's almost like they're reaching into the pocket of their feelings a little bit too late. Like they're trying to understand their feelings a little too late. They're trying to understand how they can be vulnerable with you a little too late. It's like they're figuring out their softer words a little too late. Like they over-contemplate what should have been there the whole time. An apology, a warming up, an expression, empathy, something, anything. Anything, because that was a very slow march. Very slow. Like, how many times were you rejected? Because you're showing me past, too. Five of Cups, that's emotional pain, upset of the past. With the Three of Swords, that's very fresh. So this has been an ongoing issue. So I don't blame you for walking. I don't. But man, that was a slow exit. I think you kept yourself available to this, and for whatever reason, they saw that you were sticking around, and said, withholding my feelings is as good a thing as any, because Gemini's still here, and at some point you stop being there. And I don't blame you. I don't. But it's, again, it's like whatever emotionality they had on the inside or in their pocket, as I said, they're contemplating it now as you're walking away. I'm not cool with that. There was plenty of time to catch this before it got out of control. Plenty of time. Plenty of time to correct the course of action. And even then, it's still contemplation. They're still not giving anything away, but they're like, Gemini's walking? Well, that doesn't compute. They've always stayed. That's not adding up. Let's take a look at this. What? No. You're looking at it now, and they're still not giving you anything more to work with. It's still up here in their head. Nine of Pentacles, the Moon, Two of Wands. Secretly, from a space inside, you or this person secretly have been contemplating if I'm just not better off on my own. And that's been a secret for somebody, if not the both of you. In some way you share it. You know, maybe they'd be better off or happier on their own, or find someone that they can actually express themselves to. Or years like, you know what, I should have separated from this a long time ago. Perhaps I didn't believe in myself. Perhaps I was scared of being on my own. Nine of Pentacles and the Moon. Some people are afraid of being on their own. And I'll tell you what, some people will tell you you never really know who you are until you're in connection with someone else. That's true. But you know what else is true? You really don't know who you are until you're on your own. They're both truths. So regardless, that's been cooking in somebody's moon energy, and that's the quiet place, the soft place, the secret place, the illusion, the fantasy and secrets. It's all in there in a big mess that we call the moon. And even though it's called the moon, it's the depths of the emotions, the things we keep hidden. And here we have partial illumination. So there are truths in there. Things can only be kept down for so long before they come up to the surface. So, guys, with the Two of Wands, that's active contemplation. Someone's starting to see that as, you know what, it's not a bad thing. It's kind of like a whisper. It's not a full-on acceptance yet. Okay? Maybe they are better off on their own. Maybe I am better off going in this direction. Okay. But yeah, no, this cycle's closing out, and it looks like it's happening now, but the reaction is so slow. The contemplation it's like it leaves a lot to be desired. Because you got so many checkpoints, it's ridiculous. Checkpoint. A week ago, checkpoint a month ago, seasons ago, years ago. And it's the little things, honey, they add up. Well, that's a lot of rejection stretched out over a long period of time. Emotional rejection, that means anti-emotional security, feeling wanted or loved, you know, in a way that was consistent and reliable, but met constantly with rejection in the smallest of ways, and sometimes in larger ways. And someone here's thinking about it like, why is Gemini walking? now. You know what? They need space to think. And, but yeah, here it is. Somebody, it seems to me you had lots of warning. Okay. I know, I go on and on. I want to impress upon you. At that rate, they will eventually figure something out. But by the time it's conveyed to you, frankly, darling, you may not give a damn. FYI. Yeah, no, Nine of Pentacles are the Moon, Two of Wands. I mean, it's been a very quiet, secret contemplation about someone's self-individuation. Is this a good thing? Being on my own? Is it a fearful thing? Oh, no. Not at all, darling. Page of That would explain it. Wait, you need to keep walking. I'm not telling you what to do. Okay? I'm just saying this is my opinion. You need to keep walking. It's either resonates or it don't. If it don't, you should have checked out your other placements by now. I knew something was weird. Page of Pentacles, Ten of Swords, the Devil. Somebody knew the other person was terrified of an ending and they played into that. Okay. They're contemplating things a little too late. You'd never left before, right? I did say someone's inherent fear of being on their own and warming up to the idea maybe it's not such a bad thing. And how long has that been sitting inside me? And I've been playing into it. Playing into the fear of actually investing in the ending has been somebody's absolute fear. Someone's been feeding it, the other person's been responding to the fear. You understand? That does not make me happy. That's manipulation. I don't always notice the bottom, guys. That's manipulation. Okay. FYI. All right. Anything else, please? Keep walking, honey. Keep walking. Eventually you're going to understand what you're not missing, and it's going to feel good. I don't see the healing for you yet. This is too fresh. The pain is still too fresh, still too real. Ten of Wands, Three of Wands, the King of Cups. Give yourself the space. This is the hardest part. I agree with you. Okay? And you make it. I know a lot of tarot readers make sense. Oh, you just leave. You get on with your life. Bye. Kiss my ass. Okay. No. In real life, separation is difficult. Especially if it's the last thing you wanted to do. Especially if you're kind of afraid of it. Okay? There's the hardship there. Assuming the responsibility of getting the space and how long have we been waiting for this and bearing the responsibility of the love. Okay. You need to trust. It will get easier in time. But first it's going to start out hard. I promise you it's the right thing to do. But you're assuming a lot of the responsibility here, and you are. Not because it's wrong for you, I promise you that. It's because it's right for you. But if you're the one who bears the emotional responsibility of things, yeah, you have the hardest job. Closing out this cycle. Hurts. This is hard. You need more space. Okay? You need more, but your heart will recover. But you definitely need space from this. Give yourself room to breathe. Stuck. So, I see. I feel stuck. I thought you would never leave. You're stuck to the community. You're stuck to the way of life. So here we have anchor. Again, everything has an opposite. Pros and cons. Lights and darks. Okay? Two sides of the same coin. You can either see that anchor as security, I ain't going nowhere, or you can see it as stuck. In this context is stuck. There's too much at play here. Foundation, way of life, community. We're connected to too many people. I'm indebted to too much stuff. There's no way I can move any. Again, there's that sense of playing into the fear, the weight of it all, the seriousness of it all, the heaviness of it, and having to assume that responsibility. It's one of the things they played into. It's one of the things that you've been afraid to be on your own about. Is like, who's going to help me carry all this stuff? Well, who's not going to be putting the thumb on you to keep you there? Who's not going to continue to put the screws on you to get you. I promise you, when that kicks in, when that realization kicks in, your energy will get lighter. You will still do what you need to do. You will still have a pathway to walk. You will still have a certain level of responsibility attached to you, but I promise you, it gets easier. It does. But right now you're assuming the hardship. Yes. And think about this. Someone's thinking about the reality of that a lot late. Well, how can I continue? Well, wait a minute. This person, they couldn't do any of this without you. Indebted to this. We're weighed down by this. You and I contracted. Don't leave. Don't leave. Well, perhaps they should have spent a little more time developing their connection with you emotionally in a healthy place instead of figuring out ways to keep you to stay. Be authentically connected to someone and authentically build a life with them. And this kind of shit won't have to happen. You won't have to figure out ways to get somebody to stay. They just will. They will feel anchored and secure, not insecure and stuck. No. Be assertive. That's what I'm talking about. That's a big old no. And be assertive. I don't know what it is. I can't handle this part without you, Gemini. Come back. The pipes in the house burst. Call a plumber, bitch. See, I told you I can't do anything without you. I told you this would happen. Yeah, that's life. I've been helping to fix things for a long time. You should try it. It's very refreshing. Okay. Oh, so many. Okay, we have the letters C, P, M, H, Q, Z, and K. We have the medallion of Virgo, Leo, Aries. You might have, and then Saggy. You might have any of these very strong placements in your chart. Could be connecting to their season. Might be important to you, and the crescent moon is in reverse and upside down. A lot of energy might take place around the new moon, or the last new moon was actually yours. What was that, the 26th? For some of you, this is when it started. Hey, the official closing. That's really recent for some of you. That would explain why you haven't whipped out your healing energies yet. It's still going to be really raw. Okay? And they're panicking. I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to do that. I told you this would happen. Yeah. 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 Yep. Yep. Maybe you shouldn't have put me in a position where I felt like I needed to leave for my own good. Maybe this should have been a real connection to you. I don't know. If I were you, honey, I wouldn't take the phone call at all, or whatever the hell it is, because there is something here that tries to pull you backwards, and you feel guilty in many respects because so much is attached to you. You didn't feel you could move. Anyway. Look, at this time, be assertive. A no is no. That is, as you can see through yourself, beautifully. They even have punctuation marks. I'm a big fan of punctuation marks. That is indeed, as you see, a complete sentence. No. Okay? You keep walking. Anyway, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. I mean that. Put in the comments. I understand I can be intense. That's who I am. Familiar with my work, you know that. But also, let me look at your reading. I'm sorry, I can't be. I see things like this. I don't know how to be. Like, oh, middle of the road. This isn't the middle of the road. This is either get on the right side of history or, go away. That's why I got a little personality. I just want you to know, I get it. You're not wrong. But I am going to impress upon you, it is time to start turning your mind and your spirit towards healing, which is not an overnight thing. Like anything, like this cycle took time to trigger. The same is true for healing. But I want you to start seeing the benefits of what's happening here, the pros, okay? Because there are some. You just can't see them totally yet. Challenge yourself a little bit there. Okay, that's enough of that. I hope it helped you. Put in the comments, take care, be well. Libra, what's up? Like always, we're going to start with your side of the board, but as I explained in the intro, reverse energies as you see fit. The Knight of Pentacles, the Sun, the High Priestess. Nice. Really nice. Six of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, and the Five of Cups. Queen of Wands, Six of Wands, and the Ten of Swords. Overview, Three Cups. Well, it's at that time where I really like to point out to people, you have choice. Okay. But if I'm being perfectly honest with you, I do see you exercising choice. I do see you exercising choice. I do see you connecting because you want to, because it's right for you. But it's not in that person's favor. So I see you connecting, reconnecting, but not necessarily with this person. Knight of Pentacles, the Sun, the High Priestess, you're doing a job of listening to yourself, your own particular sense of happiness, and you are navigating thusly. Good. Good job. Good job moving forward, listening to yourself, finding joy, listening to that inner voice, and allowing it to guide you. And I see you connecting and reconnecting with the heart in the way that you want to, and that feels right to you. It's like if my sense of joy and intuition didn't guide me there, I won't do it. It's a slow process, but like it gets good results. It does. Six of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, the Five of Cups. I got someone here who misses you. It's of the past. And they're saying, man, I would love to balance with you like the old days. And that's about it. It's, I wish I could balance with Libra like the old days. I don't know what that means. Like I said, I see you out there connecting by choice, but not necessarily with this person, because they're showing me reminiscence of how they used to balance with you, and they miss it. So that Three of Cups then is not in this person's favor. I don't see you connecting with them. But they miss it. They miss your two's connection, but it's from a balanced point of view, or Six of Pentacles, or this is how you two used to connect in the 3D, on the surface where it made sense. But in there is a lot of disappointment of the past. It's very Earthian, practically speaking. I see them viewing memories of how you used to connect, and that's it. It's nostalgic, yes, with the Five of Cups there. It's past. After that, I don't have too much else on that. Queen of Wands, Six of Wands, the Ten of Swords. It's whatever it is you two used to connect over, it used to be largely over a sense of feeling good. It might have been more passionate than anything else. A little bit more on the side of passionate to the point of destructive. Because I really don't see, you have to forgive me, but then again, for Libra, I'm looking at, it's not a surprise to you. I really don't see too much depth from this person of this is how I used to connect and I miss it. So I can see what you two shared was a sense perhaps of core attraction and the willingness to go back and forth on that in some practical way. And that's what they miss. Those moments of feeling good in your company or each other's company, or just feeling alive. But there's this outstanding sense of pain and or ending between you two. You want more for yourself in terms of long-lasting happiness that you can tune into. And not just some cheeky, feel good in the moment energy, where on the surface it kind of roughly balances. But it's not very sustaining. So this is non-sustaining. It's when you kind of take away the fire of it, it's actually quite boring. You know? It's mostly feel-good energies of the past. And it was very surface and it didn't run too deep. Now, don't get me wrong, the reminiscence attached to this person suggests that they really miss it. But again, it was probably missing the attention, missing the fire, missing the attraction. Okay. You want so much more for yourself. 'Cause this is what you're doing. But like I said, that's a 3 of Cups of choice, connecting, reconnecting, but it doesn't seem to be in this person's favor. You're saying I'm more about quality. I suppose longer terms and agreements for what constitutes happiness. Okay. Yeah, no, so just to let you know, they're still connected to you kind of emotionally in the space of the past. How you two used to bond. Passion, flirtation, attraction. That's also what kind of led to problems. It wasn't more than that. It just wasn't sustaining, or frankly, over time, it just wasn't that interesting. Because like I said, without the flirtation, without the passion, it actually looks kind of boring. The two just connected and kept it balanced in some way. But they miss it. It's kind of like saying, I miss the good old days. You take away the fire, it's not so great. Okay. I mean, honestly, you can balance with anybody, honey. I can balance with my neighbor down the street. It's just really not much to it. If it was like a workable balance, again, I don't know why they put so reminiscent into the past, but perhaps that's the last time I felt light, joy, fun, or carefree. Who knows? 9 of Wands, King of Swords, the Magician. Yeah, you're showing me insistence on you're manifesting what you're manifesting. And that whatever this is remains blocked. You've already come to that conclusion. That was a decision between you and you, that this needs to remain blocked because you want so much more. You already kind of know what the deal is. So that's going to continue on as is. So in some way you have a feeling, perhaps, especially if you're intuitive the way you say you are, that sometimes they reach backwards into the past and you're like, I don't want that. I know what that is. It's really not that interesting. Love wasn't involved. Or maybe it was once upon a time, but you're like, this is what it amounted to at the end of the day. Not much. It's like, I don't want that. That's blocked. You know? I can have a fun, flirtatious, sexy sort of balance with someone I'm actually interested in emotionally, or actually wants to return that with me, or to me. But it just doesn't amount to much, and I have to, no. Continue on. This is lovely. This is self-guidance at a very high level. Excellent. I already say, uh-oh, we're reconnecting to this? But no, I still see the disappointment. I'm like, no, you didn't. And there it is. But I do see you connecting. And whatever way that you feel is correct for you. And has a much stronger sense of joy. 4 of Swords, the World, and the Chariot. Oh, yeah. So not say it once, say it twice. You made it very clear. That cycle's closed. You had to consolidate yourself to that a long time ago. And you've been moving forward ever since. Okay? Yeah, no, stand by your decision then. So why do you feel this pulling on you? Did they try to reach out recently? Or do you just kind of feel in that way the sadness of the past reaching back, pulling on you? Some way you two are still connected. They're reminiscent of the good old days, and you're like, the old days weren't that good. At the time, they probably seemed like they were awesome, but they really weren't. It's actually kind of boring when you take away the flirtation. There wasn't enough of a hook, honey. There wasn't enough hook, and that would be the emotional piece. The fire here was quite tempered at the end of the day. It was incredibly tempered. So that wasn't even expressed properly. Ugh. Yeah, I get it. Okay, moving on. 18, For some of you, you have a child and you have bigger priorities attached to you. That was an easy call. Some of you, that's like that childlike wonder of opening up and discovering the new, or it's like a child's like sense of false dependency, like a security blanket. It made me feel good. Possibly 18. Okay. Mature woman, 6. Old enough to know better. Acting like a child, but wanting more. Knowing that you're a mature woman, more like the Empress energy. Somebody wanted the attention like they were a child, but you're grown. You know better. Because that is kind of attention, isn't it? It's just a back and forth, simple attraction and attention. I want your attention, I want your attention. Anyway, the comfort, like a child to its mother. There's a falseness. Wanted the attention, acted like they didn't. Immature. It wanted some sort of emotional needs met, but it was too small or immature to understand that. They wanted some sort of comfort, even if it was really simple attention. It was attention-seeking behaviors, I believe, towards your maternal instinct or something. I don't know. Wanting that space of recognition. I don't know. It looks so compromised and perfect timing. That's you. Compromise. Your card. Perfect timing. You're finding balance for yourself at the right time. This phase of your life, it's the perfect time for you. It looks like you're entering a golden time. It's the perfect time. You connecting and listening to yourself, it couldn't happen at a better time. Good job. Okay. Wrapping up. That was pretty interesting. We have the letters C, F. We have the medallion of Pisces. Yeah, some of you have some interesting Pisces in your chart. Absolutely. Don't have to, but just to let you know it's there. Then we also have Cupid's arrow, also Sag. So Pisces, Sag, we also have Virgo here with the Book of Wisdom. Open to wisdom, experience, learning, active learning, learning from our mistakes, reading the Book of Wisdom, absorbing it, and not repeating it. But yeah, you might have any of these very strong placements in your chart. Could be connecting to other seasons, might have been important to you. And then we have the Fox, cleverness. Thought we were being clever. Cunning. I got what I needed a little bit. The bicycle. There's something about this person's energy and their perception of the experience that was actually quite predictable. You saw that in some way. So it wasn't clever so much as people tend to reveal themselves over time, particularly their patterns. And that was pattern and pretty basic attention seeking. More so I saw with the child card there. It wasn't clever so much as just it showed up repetitiously in the same way over and over again. Not that clever. Bicycle, profession, hobby, or a bike to you in some way symbolic. Okay. Libra, honey, I hope this helped you. Trust that right now you found a good place for yourself. Literally. It's perfect timing. It's good to be you right now. Connect now. It's a great time. Not with this. I think that's done. I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Taurus, what's up? Show me, Taurus. What's going on? Like always, we're going to start with your side of the board, but as I explained in that intro, reverse energies as you see fit. Knight of Cups, Ten of Pentacles, King of Pentacles. There you are. You look great. Seven of Wands, the Ace of Wands, and the Four of Wands. Okay. Ten of Swords, and the Nine of Swords, and the Ace of Cups. Tricky, that. Okay. The Magician. Well, regardless, just saying I want what I want. Yeah, that's tricky. You know, this kind of thing is not for the faint of heart. The Magician, though, you're like, well, I'm doing it anyway. So it seems like you've made up your mind, your spirit, and your heart on the matter. You're like, this is what it is. This is how it is. I want what I want. It's very unapologetic. It's very you. Let's make this happen. So you're showing me ownership of self there. King of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles, Knight of Cups. I know what I feel. And it's stable. You're like, what I feel about this has not changed ever. Okay? So the King of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles, that's very solid. It's very stable. It's very, this is how it is, and it's not changing. I built into this. This is what I feel. It stands true today like it did yesterday. It's like, how I feel about this has not changed. You're like, let's make that clear. So you're like I said, you were unapologetically manifesting. You want the continuation of stability here in your life. You're pretty grounded, founded, well-connected, resource, however you want to do it. It's all in there. And you're like, I take responsibility for all of it, including how I feel. So again, lots of ownership in there. Lots of I know myself. Lots of this, again, this is what I want. This is kind of what I expect to see in my world. There it is. I mean, it's very you. It's very adamant. It's very insistent. But you mean it. You have a whole way of life in there. And you strongly associate yourself with responsibility, maybe even a certain level of success, because it's like, that's how deeply your sense of foundation is running here. You're quite established. So I believe you when you tell me I feel what I feel. It stays the same. Seven of Wands, Ace of Wands, Four of Wands. Someone here is a little reluctant. It's not full-on rejection, but they are a little reluctant. It's like there's some walls in there, some defensiveness, some boundaries. But nevertheless, I still see them showing you energy that suggests optimism, hope, fresh energy. Okay. It's kind of like that. Okay. I'm mildly excited. It's kind of, but there's that sense of, you know, imposing will. Seven of Wands. Careful. But yeah, nevertheless, despite that caution, despite the boundaries, despite the kind of firmness here, this person has very large energy, at least when it comes to you. It's to the point where I would even say it's overflowing. It's kind of intensely felt. So the way you kind of say, like, unapologetically, these are my feelings. This is how I've always felt. It's very consistent, as you can see here. Okay, that's you. It's like this. See, my feelings have not changed. This is where they are. This person's like, they burst into flames. So, but still with a sense of caution, if that makes sense to you. It looks like it does, because Ten of Swords, Nine of Swords, Ace of Cups. Now, call me crazy. This is where I hesitate a little bit. I'm like, ooh, that's a lot of anguish. So that is a lot of anguish. That's a lot of mental stress, pain. It went down. Ten of Swords, Nine of Swords, Ace of Cups. So here we're looking at refreshed aces. So this is where I have to point things out to people. Do aces mean new? Yes. The word new also exists in renew. So these are renewed aces. They're showing me a sense of energy revival when it comes to you and whatever this relationship is. Four of Wands, once more. Relationship, how two people define it. So I don't know how you two defined it. I can see it had a lot of swords sticking in it once upon a time, and it caused you both overwhelming amounts of anxiety, pressure, pain, and there might have even been an ending there. I don't know. But you would. And you're saying, you know what? How I feel has not changed. I'm showing up as me. I'm still me. This person is still this person. But you two have a connection where there has been pain and disappointment. And nevertheless, the heart space, I see it being opened up between you two. You were already adamant, I'm already there. And look at that insistence too. The Magician, you're like, okay, I am who I am. Okay. All right. Let's get some advice, please, because it looks like you're going to express yourself in some way. That Knight of Cups, I'll tell you what, that's a reinforced knight. I have never seen a more, I'm a solid knight. Knight of Cups. This is what I feel. And it has not changed. It's part of who I am. That one breathes fire. But I think you know that. It could be fire sign, absolutely. But that one's got a lot of energy, yeah? All right, let's get some advice, please. They do lean into optimism. I'm not going to lie. Hope, optimism, passion. Yes, absolutely. But also guarded. But you're not stupid, honey. I'm looking at this Nine of Swords and Ten of Swords. You would know. Okay. You would know. Will it be lasting? I don't know. You two have to figure that out. But those aces are getting freshened up, you know? All right, let's get some advice, please, for Taurus. You're going to do what you're going to do, honey. That's all I know. The thing is, you're not just a stubborn Taurus here. You are successfully stubborn. You see what I'm saying? So it's reinforced your stubbornness. It's like me holding out or doing what I do has worked well for me. And it has. Queen of Cups. There's that pain again. I told you, honey, I do what I do for a reason. Humor me that I know my shit a little bit, okay? I'm telling you what, I know this person's fire breathing, and I know that they have a great deal of passion, but there's a soft heart in there. It's the Queen of Cups, the Three of Swords, and the Ace of Cups, and there it is again. Yeah, that's, see the pain, I see the shit went down. A sense of hurt, betrayal, owie, you. And then, but there's a big heart or big feeling behind it, and you're like, oh, I know. It's mine. I'm going to make it happen. And so you are. But yeah, just expect some reluctance there. Okay? But yeah, there's hurt in there. But the heart softens. Okay? All right. Any other advice, please? Seven of Pentacles, King of Swords, two. Oh, okay. So you already, you know. You're like, yes, I do know. Here's the plan. It's, God dang. You are so insistent. This Taurus, I'm like, you're like, yeah, I know. I figured it. We're going to take it slow. See? Done. Okay. I've already figured that out. Oh, you can make me laugh like that. I swear to God. And the King of Swords, Seven of Pentacles, Two of Cups. Take it slow. I'm going to rebuild this thing. Okay. Look at that, though. But no, it's not coming from a place of arrogance. It's like literally you have it in your mind as a plan that you can act upon. Like, I don't let my manifestation go to waste. I don't know about these other people, but personally, me, no, I don't. Okay. You got it, Chief. All right, good luck to you. All I can tell you is that you do get a response, yes. And I do see a softening of the heart. There is that initial wall. Whoa. But I think you anticipated that. There's the... Okay, good, beautiful. No, that's wonderful. There it is. Number 27, the in-depth letter. So that's not a little quick message. That's not a little winky face emoji at 3 a.m. No, this is the depth and breadth of our thoughts and feelings. Well articulated and crafted and thought out. Okay, so there's the full letter. I do see that coming from you, as that is your knight being deployed. However, it could be reversal. Okay? But anyway, there you go. Number 27. And there it is, the message. There's it. It starts out with concern, though, doesn't it? It might be a message of concern. There's a sense of, are you okay? What's going on? It goes well beyond that. Let's make that clear. But there's that sense of urgency, thinking about something important. I don't know. There's a message of concern, but not once, but twice. Okay. Okay. That is well crafted, well thought out. get more information. Oh, we're going to. I can see that. We're going to get more information. Yeah, this is getting information. You want to know more, they want to know more. I'm not quite sure, but there is a sense of getting more information involved if you believe. Yeah, and you do. There's your manifestation there. Okay. All right. We have the letters S, Z, Y. We have the medallion of Capricorn as well as Libra. You might have any of these very strong placements in your chart. Could be connecting to. We have the Ten of Pentacles, the Tree of Life, the Foundation, etc. We've discussed that. Yes, you are very stable, very well connected resource, and there's a sense of responsibility towards it all, and this is no less important to you. So you want this back in the fold of your life. And then also the Ten of Pentacles showing up twice. Perhaps you two share the common environment, or you have a lot of roots, systems in common, that kind of thing, or similar values. All right, we have the twin dolphins that form a heart like so. You two are more alike than you are different, in that sense that you two balance each other out quite well. Okay. Mask. Hiding true face a little bit. I don't know. Not quite sure. There's a need to wear a mask at first. Yeah. Okay. FYI. Get more information. Man, everything may be revealed all at once. Kind of depends, I suppose. But nonetheless, you don't seem to be deterred, you know? Part of that Nine of Swords and Ten of Swords might be a trust thing. You did say you'd have to take it slow. I don't know. To drop the mask, to get more information. Okay. I did see defensiveness on this person's part. All right, Taurus, honey, regardless, I hope this helped you. You will not be deterred, put off, or swayed. This is something Taurus got to do. All right, then. I hope it helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Virgo, what's up? Show me, Virgo. All right, like always, we're going to start with your side of the war, but as I explained in that intro, reverse energies as you see fit. What's going on? Three of Swords, the High Priestess, Temperance. Oh, good. Okay. Queen of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles, and the Ten of Cups. Okay. Justice, Seven of Cups, the Knight of Pentacles, King of Pentacles. Yeah, this is going to be a bit of a winding road, and it's not going to have an obvious solution. But if you keep at it, and this person continues to show effort, I can see where you two will make progress. To be clear, though, this is coming across as a family vibe or a friend vibe. This does not look like partnership at the intimate level, although it could be. Take what resonates. King of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, but Ten of Cups, Three of Pentacles. That all kind of tells me family, inner circle stuff. And, but again, as it resonates. And you're not wrong. King of Pentacles, you've been hurt. Someone here in the fam, I believe, possibly a friend, hurts you. Disappointed you terribly. But you're keeping quiet about it. You haven't really told them how much this hurts you. How much disappointment you're experiencing, the sense of betrayal. It's kind of like they should have known better. I can't believe it. But it's almost like I don't want to discuss it. And that's a choice. I'm not telling you that you don't. No. It's kind of like I'm keeping it to myself, though. It's almost like a sense of I have to be strong or show leadership at this time. A King of Pentacles is a sense of responsibility here, possibly head of household energy or head of the family, or that sense of I have to be strong and or stoic. That's very internal. And I'm glad that you're healing. I am. That's good. But it's kind of like I'm going to quietly deal with this myself and get over it myself. Okay, to each their own. You have your reasons. But this person isn't completely clueless. They know that you're hurt because they're showing me, let me make it up to you kind of energies. Queen of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles, Ten of Cups. A sense of giving more to the Ten of Cups, the inner circle. That always confuses people. What does that mean exactly? Well, it's exactly what it sounds like, your inner circle. These are the people you rely upon to show up for you in love and support, and it's the same you would give to them. So we would refer to that as family and friends. Yes, and also spouses, but kids and things like that. But you know that they're there. It's more than a theory, okay? It's supposed to be support, and this person is trying to show up with support, a little bit more cooperation, a little bit more giving back. In some way they disappointed you or failed you, but you're like, I got to keep quiet about it. So let me give you a small example of what this might look like. I'm not saying it's absolute, I'm saying it's an example. It's something that people can relate to. Let's say, I don't know, you had a birthday party kind of plan. It was like 50th birthday or something. It's kind of a big deal. It's your 50th. Okay. And you're looking forward to it in your own way. You want to celebrate it. You want to celebrate yourself. You don't typically do birthdays. It's typically not your thing. But this one's kind of a little extra special for you this year. They don't show up and they don't even bother to explain why. And they're that person that's the one you definitely want at your birthday. And they let you down. After they said they would show up with full honors and celebrate you appropriately, and you just like, yes, you know, that's my mom or my dad or my brother or my sister. They mean the world to me, and then they let you down horribly. But you also feel like if you say something, it might sound childish because it's from the King of Pentacles point of view, but it wasn't. It was authentic hurt. So I would just say you have a right to feel that way, but you're choosing to keep quiet about it. But this person must know you well because they're trying to show some sort of reparations, something that says I'm sorry, or something, here's a little me giving back. I'm doing my part in the inner circle now. So in some way they know they foobarred. In some way they know they screwed up. They must know. Justice, Seven of Cups, the Knight of Pentacles. And in that respect, because they're trying, I see it was like, okay, I can be open to this balance. We can move forward. So there's a sense of maturity in you that says I'm too big for that kind of, but you're not. I just want to point that out. So you're showing me a great deal of responsibility and stoicism, and I'm old enough, I know better. But that pain isn't imagined either. Okay? So keep that in mind. And I'm glad that they're trying to show you some sort of compensation. You say compensation, that's such a weird word to say with family and friends, but it's like I'm trying to make up for it behaviors. Because in some way this person dropped the ball and it hurts you, honey. It hurts you right in the soft spot. It hurts you right in the feels. Or let's say you started a business and then you heard that special person in your family kind of talk about it behind your back, like it's not going to work out. And that just devastated you. You know, it's stuff like that. But I see that what was put forward is enough to make you feel like, okay, they're trying to balance the situation. We can move forward. You know, but I want to take a moment to, this was all really straightforward, and I'm sorry if you're disappointed, check your other placements. But stuff like this is important. It kind of touches on daily life that I think often gets lost in tarot. Because it can be so overarching and it can be so vague sometimes. But sometimes life is like this too. So I just want to let you know that what you're experiencing with this, I think a lot of people can relate to. And yeah, you are mature. And yeah, you're pretty strong. I know, I see that. I can see that you try not to let it get to you. But, you know, just to let you, yeah, see, there it is. Justice with the Ten of Cups. Yeah. In some way you were slighted, neglected, or wronged, and it's being made up for. They love you, okay? I don't think they meant to drop the ball that bad. And if they did, they're trying to make up for it. Okay. I just want to let you know, Virgo honey, they don't all have to be super long. Yours really spoke for itself in simple ways today. But I just want you to know you felt what you felt, and that rejection was real. okay? Two of Cups, the Knights of Wands, and Justice. There it is. So yeah, see, they come rushing in almost with a playful spirit. I'm sorry about that. Here's some good energy. Here's some positive feedback. Here's something to show that I care about you. It's not Two of Cups and Knight of Wands intimate. It's not. It's how can I, with good emotion and a sense of being on the same page with you, show you balance. But it's actually coming from someone who is a lot like you in that respect of being similar in age and priority and values and sense of construct to a larger picture. But the energy comes rushing in is lighthearted and I'm sorry and how can I correct it? Okay? So that's nice. Two of Wands, Seven of Cups, and there it is again. It's almost literally the same darn thing. There it is. We already had Justice make an appearance. And here it is. It's the same thing. Okay, this is how we move forward. This is how we make it work. Okay? So whatever they did, it was agreeable to you. They made up for it in some way. And if they haven't yet, I would say soon. Okay? Yeah. Okay. That was quite nice. That wasn't too bad, eh? Almost loyalty there. Lack of loyalty in that moment or situation. You expected someone to do something and they didn't. But in some way you kind of kept it quiet. Like you didn't want to sound small or mean or childish, right? Okay. Yeah, courtship, and this is the sun's in reverse. Oh. Interesting. Not happy. Not happy relationship. I see that. Oh. Not happy relationship. Ending. The storm. That's a lot of last-minute energies and thoughts and expressions. Again, the presentation between you and this person was incredibly straightforward. I think we mentioned it. I know I did several times. If we don't have that impression by now, then it's not your reading. This, however, is interesting. We have the death to an unhappy relationship, and it caused quite the storm. Tower. The ending of an unhappy relationship in a tower. And that came down. The realization of it. Whoever this is not that relationship partner. They're just not. It would be a very different reading if that was the case. Very. This is someone you've known, family, friend, and you're well established with, and they disappointed you in some way. Perhaps they went through an ending of a relationship and they weren't able to be there for you. And that's why you said, I'm going to keep it to myself. I know better. They're going through some serious, and I would just look small and childish if I showed my disappointment. Is that why? Or it was you. You went through a serious relationship ending that was unhappy, and there was a critical moment where you needed this person's support and they didn't show. But you're like, you had to remind yourself, this connection I have is not like the relationship I exited. It's not like that. I know that. They didn't do it on purpose. Either way, somebody went through a serious relationship ending, and it still resulted in them missing out on you when you needed them. But let's get some background. That context, for some reason, was important. Okay? That was some important context. Okay. 8, 31, 4, and 6. Oracles can be quite interesting sometimes. They can build little bridges or continue to build little bridges in the main story point. Success. No, that it's worked out between you and this person. Success. Things get back on the same page. I see that. I'm not interested in pursuing it further. You're on a happy course with this person in terms of working things out and figure things out, which is good. Okay. Z, F, E. We have the unicorn in the upright. You are magical. You're magical. You're agreeable. You're special. You're unique. You're a lone dolphin here. You're single, you're on your own. That sense of lightness, you're comfortable being on your own. Okay. Navigating the waters. A snake in reverse. This is not a venomous situation. It wasn't done on purpose. Okay. It's not a snake. It wasn't meant to hurt you. Okay. All right, Virgo honey, I do hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Capricorn, what's up? Show me Capricorn. Alrighty. Like always, we're going to start with your side of the board, but as I explain the intro, reverse energies as you see fit. What's up, Cappy? Oh, okay. 7 of Pentacles. The 5 of Swords. The Lovers. Okay. 3 of Cups. Ace of Cups. The Knight of Cups. Shared. Page of Pentacles, the Fool, the 4 of Cups. I have to agree. Overview is the 7 of Wands. Okay. Right now you're showing me, wait a minute. Protect myself. Boundaries. I can see why. There's something here you're thinking about. And you're working through it. About a pathway you're on, you continue to be on, and how you're starting to think it might be self-sabotage. And whatever this strong connection is with the lovers, perhaps isn't that great, or it's not that stable, or it's not going where you've been hoping and telling yourself it's going. Because there's some sort of lie here about the path. 7 of Pentacles. Seems to me we'd have more evidence of this connection going somewhere, or being more fruitful, loving, or productive. Or perhaps you are telling yourself, and I mean telling yourself, this connection is all that. It has somewhere to go. It has somewhere to grow. And now we're at the point where we're telling ourselves this. And that's why I think I see you halt. Wait a minute. This can't be right. I'm kind of forcing the dialogue in my head. I shouldn't have to do that. You're right, you shouldn't. If you're telling yourself over and over again, this connection is all that in a bag of chips, and it's getting to the point where that voice is getting forceful, it has to mean something. It has to be significant. It's going to grow. It's going to do things. Just watch. Then the opposite is probably true. Something that is happens. And you just see it, you experience it, and you participate in it because you want to. It's not a forced dialogue. And you're not trying to force yourself to see evidence that isn't there. Okay? So I agree with you. Halt. 7 of Wands, let me think. I need to kind of protect myself at this time. That tells me you became aware of it. I don't like that dialogue, honey. Whatever this is, should have given you more proof by now, and not the kind where you have to force yourself to find it or try to find it. Okay? Because then you'll end up seeing what you want to see. Over here, 3 of Cups, Ace of Cups, Knight of Cups. Wow, someone would love to introduce their heart to you. They really, really would. Perhaps they already have. They might have 3 of Cups, Ace of Cups, Knight of Cups. It's there. It's hanging around in your energy in some way. It would love to really express its heart space to you. But right now, you're kind of like, leave me alone while I figure this out. So I don't know how welcoming it is. It doesn't look like it's too welcome for you right now as an experience. Why would you? You're kind of caught up in overthinking this connection, and you're just aware of it. You're being protective of yourself. It's a delicate subject for you. It's hard for you to look at. But yeah, someone here very much wants to connect you from the heart. They have a certain impression towards you of love, wanting to explore the love specifically, being romantic towards you, being vulnerable towards you. That is, whew, look at that. It's beautiful. It's real. And they very much desire to connect with you in that way. But you're currently not open for that, I don't think. No. I'm curious about whether or not they have fully expressed themselves to you yet. Because it seems to me it's a matter of time. They have such a strong impression of feeling towards you. Or trying. Okay? Page of Pentacles, the Fool, Four of Cups. You can't see yourself investing in a new beginning yet. And realistically, whomever this is, while their heart's drawn to you, and while they might try and approach you, I think they know too. But I still think they're going to try. That's all any of us can do is try. But I think they know the answer. Are you ready for a new beginning in love? No, not yet. That's not a challenge. Don't take it as one. I don't think you are. You're still working through this. You're just now kind of allowing yourself to approach the subject of, maybe I'm lying to myself about this so-called strong connection. So why would you be in the mood to accept someone else's emotional proposal to connect, get together, go out on a date, whatever it is you want to do? Why would you? The idea of the Fool is with you. A new beginning is possible, but you're showing me I'm still kind of unhappy with what I'm working with over here. I need to work through that. I don't disagree. I think what this person feels is large enough and authentic enough and sincere enough that they will approach you, but I also think they know it's not going to go through. I do. But don't be surprised if this person tries. Okay? That's all I'm saying. You don't have to accept yes, and frankly, you're not in the position to accept it. You're not. But I want you to know it's available to you. I want you to know that eventually there's a good chance you will feel the Fool in his completeness. Okay? New beginning. But right now, you're still working through that. Hopefully, whatever this is, gives you motivation to see other things, to feel other things. I don't want anyone to have to lie to themselves about a stagnant situation. Yeah, there's still plenty of growth potential in this thing. Absolutely. Absolutely there is. But it's at that point where, like I said, we're lying to ourselves about that. Yeah. Seven of Swords, Ten of Cups, and the Eight of Pentacles. There's the deviation of thoughts again, making this work. We're not really looking at that. Seven of Swords. It's hard to look at that. Ten of Cups, Eight of Pentacles. Actually seeing this as workable and feasible in the long term, in the greater scheme of things with the Ten of Cups. There's truth in there that we're trying to avoid. Building into the long term of this, is that really feasible? Does this really want a long-term structure with you? Does it really have long-haul energy in it? Long-term energy. I know you want that to be the case, but again, Seven of Swords, Five of Swords, it's deviation from the truth. I think that connection means a lot to you personally. But it does not seem to be supplying a sense of security for the long term either. Okay? Ace of Pentacles, Four of Wands, Seven of Wands. But you don't seem to be interested in a new, and I saw that 7. I'm not surprised. So again, I don't want you to be offended by this. It's either yours or it's not. You can either relate to it or you can't. You're either still in that position of defending a connection that's really not that great, but you really want to believe that it is. You really want to believe it's up here, that it's workable for the long term. So naturally, you're not in the position to look at, because spiritually and emotionally you're not ready to look at it, a new beginning in some sort of relationship. But I just want to let you know, if you're that Capricorn who identifies with this person, they have a strong idea to come towards you. Okay? They see something in you, and they feel something towards you. So I hope you're not mad when they shoot their shot, because it looks like they're gonna. And it also looks like you're firm no. And I can see why. Okay? But I just want to let you know, a new beginning's out there for you in future when you're ready to see it. Okay? That's all. I think you want the assignment of long term, and you very much want to attribute it to this. But they're not. They don't fit the picture of long term. They really don't. And you're struggling with that because you want them to be, right? Okay. But I hope you don't blame that person, though, for trying. Community, number 39. Your 10 of Pentacles, your foundation, not a good risk for the long term. Rolling the dice, that's in reverse. Let me tell you something about Capricorn and one of your superpowers. You're not associated with risk, you're associated with calculated risk. You hear the difference between risk and calculated risk? You are known for calculated risk, because more often than not, you tend to be right. Something might be risky, but you put a lot of thought into it. You're like, I'll play into the odds. Or you won't. I want you to think about that. It's a bad risk for the long term. So you keep trying to roll the dice, hoping the odds will change or thinking that the odds might change. Okay, 39 twice. By the way, I just noticed that. One in reverse, one in the upright. They cancel each other out. And the community is going back to that 10 of Cups, making it work. Long-term foundation stability. Okay. I think it's a bad risk. 27. The long letter. The expression. Oh, they have a very romantic expression. Whoever this is, yeah, they're gonna make contact. I hope you're nice to them. I don't know. 7 of Wands can be full on blocked, just not interested. Not really. You don't take it seriously. You don't see. I don't blame them for trying. And then I think a big part of them knows they're going to be rejected or shot down. But it's like when it comes to you, they had to try, and they did. Okay, and maybe one day I can just tell you, it's very exotic, but it's beautiful. It's gorgeous. It looks a little rare to me, but it's very exotic, very beautiful, very lush. It's very poetic. Combined here with the long letter form. So we have the expression of beautiful thoughts and imagery. It's very thoughtful. Suggestion of growing something rare that they see in you. And they're going to say something like that too, whoever they are. I see something in you. I experienced something when I'm connected to you, and I wanted to know. Okay. So just something to think about. Oh, Cappy, honey. You know, this is not a prompt you to immediately drop this and take that. It's the idea, I think, that you're receiving this at all is to let you know, hey, there's legitimate new beginnings out there, ones that you can build into for the long term. You don't just have to settle for connections that you tell yourself over and over again, it's going to work out, it's going to work out. Okay? You don't have to settle for that or build into that lie. It's just not who you are. And this is just a reminder that there's others out there. Okay? Real ones. Ones that actually want to connect to you, and they're going to try. Okay. This, and I know. I know. And I also see that it's unlikely that you connect to this, but you're not ready. So don't take that as an affront. It's not a challenge. Okay? You're not done working through this. That's all. And then success. Unlikely success. Okay. Okay, an opportunity. I know. Yeah, there's a new opportunity there. I know. But that's okay. Any person, regardless of sign, is going to reject what they're not ready for. You're not ready for it. I would just say, take it as a reminder that there's more out there. Okay? C-O-X-E. We have the medallion of Taurus. Some of you have some very strong Taurus in your chart. Could be connecting to, or this season might be important to you. And then we have the butterfly, sign of transformation. Okay? Gappy, honey. You know. I want what's right for you. I want the real stuff that's right for you. Not the stuff you tell yourself adamantly is right for you. Okay? Work through it, and you will, and you are. Okay? I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Scorpio, what's up? Show me Scorpio, please. Like always, we're going to start with your side of the board, but as I explained in the intro, reverse those energies as you see fit. The Ace of Cups, and the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, Ace of Swords, Six of Swords, and the Page of Swords. Typically, it's the other way around. Okay. King of Pentacles, Ten of Cups, and the World. Okay. Eight of Pentacles. You're working on it. You are working on it. What the hell? Interesting. Yeah. Okay, you working on it. Eight of Pentacles. You in this now. Okay, you're in the process of detaching, leaving. Don't get me wrong, you still have a big, beautiful heart space, just not for this situation, scenario, circumstance, or connection. It's coming across as both situational and relationship. There's a lot of long-term energies here being subtracted. Okay, and you're working on it. You're in the process of detaching. You believe this to be fundamentally true from your heart space. I can't be here anymore. But I recognize that by my walking, I still love myself in some way. I'm working on life. I'm working on my path. But there's one area I know I can't be anymore. Or I don't want to be anymore. But you know what's interesting is that you haven't lost sight of your feeling, your heart. You still kind of believe in new beginnings back there. But you're like I said, you're in the process of leaving something behind. But you don't lose sight of your heart or your feeling, which is wonderful. It's remarkable. I'm preparing myself to get back on a path that I recognize and is good for me or is stable for me. I haven't given up on myself or given up on love, and that's beautiful. I don't know what to make of that. Ace of Swords, Six of Swords, Page of Swords. They're like, neither do I. It like I said, typically I see something like this in the reverse. That makes perfect sense. Like it started out with very small thought, and then it grew, And then we leave something behind and we understand it was correct for us. And it's kind of like someone started out knowing a strong truth and then they moved away from that truth and now they don't think much of anything now. It's almost like they're telling themselves, I don't want to think about it. I used to think about it. I used to have a strong truth. And now I don't want to think. It's the last thing I want to do. I'm assuming that's temporary. I am assuming that's temporary because we don't go from having a lot of truth to just leaving it behind. You're saying I'm leaving something behind and I have to work through it. But I don't lose sight of myself, my direction, my feeling. I still believe in good things for me. I still believe in walking a path. So in that sense, how you perceive things and how you learn and what you think about yourself has not diminished. You're not done. You know, you're still living a life and a pathway. And over here, they're like, I give up on thoughts. What? I give up on thoughts. And with that goes actions, too. So where they each have a strong truth and therefore actions, the most that they can agree to is to just drift away and stop thinking about you or the connection. So I'm assuming once more that's temporary. A temporary, I don't want to be held responsible for my thoughts anymore or my actions. I just want to go. I'm just out. I'm gone. I'm gone. You are showing me something else altogether that's very, very different, which suggests preparedness, and this is correct for you, and you're working through that correctness. You still believe in love and pathway, and they're like, I don't want to know anything, man. Just don't bother me with this shit. I don't quite know. I really don't know. I mean, so again, I'm assuming this is temporary. Perhaps suspension of belief. They have to reset their knowledge. That makes sense. They have to reset what they had such a strong truth, and now they don't know what they know anymore. I don't know what I know anymore, so they need to grow back into some knowledge that's appropriate for them. Something, thought, insight, character, something. But that's theirs. That's theirs now. Okay? They knew what they knew until they didn't. Okay. King of Pentacles, Ten of Cups, the world. Let me tell you. There's a whole world in there. Wealth of activity, former wealth of activity. You're showing me it's a practical thing. You were ahead of this for as long as you could be. You balanced with this as long as you could. Achieved emotional harmony with this as long as you could. You identified this as your world as long as you could. You held, like I said, largely you held yourself responsible for this as long as you could. You had a very practical sense of, this is mine, or I'm part of this. I see that in the greater scheme of things. Practically speaking, this is where I belong, and now that's coming to a close. You know what's interesting? You have such a strong sense or notion of practicality, being grounded, and never losing sight of feeling. You show me that. You showed me a good division here of earth and water. And you know that while this chapter's closing out, your world is not done. Not at all. You know you're reworking to stabilize, regrounding. And it's not from the ground up. And so while you are leaving this behind, you're like, my story's not done. Not at all. I don't identify with someone who's given up. Or this is where my journey ends. You don't show me that at all. You're saying I'm taking responsibility for this next chapter in my life just as much as I took responsibility for the chapter prior to that. Okay. You might have some dang strong earth in your chart. Perhaps Scorpio is one of your minor placements. But nonetheless important. Okay? I'm not saying it's perfect. I'm not saying it's a perfectly clean exit. That's checked out, man. That's gone. That's checked out. It's like I don't have to think about this anymore, so that's good. But I can see at the same time you two shared a world, a whole chapter, several chapters, and have so little to think about. I can only assume they're hitting the reset button on their knowledge base. Okay? They need to refine themselves or rediscover their own particular truth. Mind you, I'm comparing them to you and how much progress you've already made. It's like, that's not the ending of me. No, no, no. I still have places yet to be. I still have good work. I still have good love. I like that. My circumstances may have changed, but I'm still me. Okay. Temperance, Ten of Cups, Ace of Wands. Okay. Healing, the emotional harmony, communication. A sense of correctness and doing what's right. I see that. What about it? Six of Pentacles, the Ace of Wands, Seven of Swords. You tried, I said there's several chapters between you and this person. You see that Ten of Cups there? Okay. It came up as a point of reference that over time we always tried to communicate with this and make it work, make it function, make it heal. But at some point we became aware that the energies returned were lopsided or uneven. There was a lack of sincerity there. We didn't want to continue to try, you or this person. But prior to that, temperance for years and years and years, this was the gig. Ten of Cups, Eight of Wands. So long as we can communicate, we can stay on the same page. So long as we can remember what's important in the greater scheme of things, we can make this work. And that was the method of operation forever. But it took one person. It was either you or them. Six of Pentacles, Ace of Wands, Seven of Swords. We kept deviating from this idea of keeping it balanced and meaning it. Keeping it fair and meaning it. It's like we lost energy for that, but somebody wouldn't say so. They kept deviating from the truth. That the opposite is true. I don't have the energy to keep this going, but I feel pressured to keep going. The way they've given up on the knowledge, like, I don't have to think about this anymore. I think I know who it is. Okay. Otherwise, you're saying, I believe you would have shown up for this over and over again. Cycle after cycle, chapter after chapter. I don't have to think about it anymore. I don't have to pretend to put energy into the balance anymore. I don't have to pretend to care anymore. That hurts a wee bit. I don't know if those are the exact thoughts, but they're kind of just like, oh, God, I don't have to be here anymore. Drift away. Ace of Pentacles, Three Cups, Four Swords. Right now, you are resting on new beginnings for yourself and how you can bring that together. I see that. So not only you're moving on with the pathway of your life, when you're quieter moments, when you're on your own with the Four Swords, quiet, reflective, you think about a new beginning. Ace of Pentacles, one that's real. You have such a beautiful blend of earth and water. You really do. You don't deny your feeling, but you express yourself in a way that suggests, I'm invested. I have a sense of worth. Yeah, but you think about quietly bringing something together, but in a way that's quite strong and realistic. You reflect on that, your readiness for it. It's part of your, I'm not done. You showed me that with the Ace of Cups after you're 8. You still believe in love. You still believe in new beginnings. And even now, you quietly reflect on how to make that happen. That's beautiful. It is. You have not get, my friend, you know what? You're awesome. I like how you still believe, but there's no arrogance here, just a simple belief and love and building into life. Like, you still see things for yourself. There's this bright messenger, swift, bright, colorful, very colorful. A false person. Oh, false. Oh, no. They spoke colorful words, but it wasn't true. Okay. Yeah, so there's that bright, colorful energy, but there's the falseness of thought, the deviation. about building into this, making it last, still having love or romantic value. And that's just not who you are, honey. You have, that's not who you are. You feel like you were being lied to when you had such sincere effort. I believe this is you over the years. Number 28, why is that so important? 28. I don't know. 1, 8. Okay. I have a moment and then it's gone. It just flashed 28. I have no damned idea why. Okay. If you believe. Okay. You always believed you could make this work, but it doesn't help when somebody else isn't the same as showing false belief. Okay? I don't think they're a bad person, but I don't think that they were willing to admit that they had already let go some time ago. They'd already checked out. Okay? Showing up to put in the work under false pretenses or false energy. That would explain that sense of reset button. I don't have to think about this anymore. God be with you. Go your own way. We have the letter X, N, 2 X's, and W. We have the owl, yes, wisdom, insight, logic, reason, rationality, smart. Dragon, Aries, empowerment, standing up for oneself, personal conviction, strength of will. We have the medallion of Virgo, keyword here being practical. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. There's a lovely earthy mix in here. But anyway, you might have some very interesting Virgo in your chart. Could be connecting to her this season. Might be important to you. And here we have the Captain's Wheel, a combination of the Wheel of Fortune and the World, which is often the word I use for chapters. You can continue chapters, and you can also close them, write new ones, change the story, but it takes time to find out. You have to dedicate so many words to your personal book before you understand about your next chapter, or if you're going to continue on. So here we have the Wheel of Fortune. Time moves on. Sometimes the past reaches backwards. Sometimes we renew cycles. Sometimes we close those doors and we open new ones. The point is, time moves forward always. Sometimes it catches up to us from the past. A lot of people find ourselves in spaces in between. But do keep in mind, time moves forward always. And as it does, doors close and they open. Oh my goodness, excuse my tummy if it's kicking off. I need a snack. Okay, Scorpio honey. I hope this helped you. It was otherwise incredibly straightforward. I admire your heart space and I admire your working principles, that life isn't over for me. Not at all. I take ownership of that. I live for life, I live for love, and I live for the real. You want the real, so you go get your real. You're already thinking about it anyway. Anyway, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments, take care, be well. Pisces. What's up? Show me, Pisces. Like always, we're going to start with your side of the board, but as I explained in the intro, reverse those energies as you see fit. Ace of Cups, Seven of Cups, and Death. Okay, as I say, Scorpio had the same card first draw. I promise you these get shuffled many, many times in between takes, so it's meant to be on the table. I can already tell you yours is different. But yeah, just in case you literally have Scorpio in your chart, perhaps check those out. Eight of Cups, Seven of Cups, and Death. It's very distinct. Queen of Wands, Ten of Pentacles, and the Knight of Pentacles. Okay. Ace of Cups, Two of Pentacles, and the Six of Cups. Okay. Four of Pentacles. You're working through something right now, and it may not seem like much. It may not seem very impressive, but nevertheless, you're holding on to your own particular personal energies. You need to. You're not anxious to put them out into the world right now. I don't blame you. Ace of Cups, Seven of Cups, Death. There's something here you absolutely 1000% will not consider anymore. Like, no. No. That's not even an option. It's not even funny. It's like, that's a no, that's a no, that's a no, that's a no. That's a heck to the no. Like, that's done. I won't consider it. Not going to happen. And you're working through that. So even though it's a very loud, pronounced no, you're still kind of keeping yourself to yourself right now. You're not sharing this feeling, thought, or conclusion with anybody. It's more like, this is for me. I'm not going back there. I'm not going back there ever again. Queen of Wands, Ten of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles. I don't know who this is to you, but they're solid as heck. They show up as someone who, bare minimum, you know them via your foundation. They're quite solid. Very. They bring with them a sense of hope, joy, positivity, optimism. And they're kind of encouraging you to stay connected to your foundation. Okay? Continue to participate in it. Show up in it. Okay? Don't forget, this is as much your reality as anything else. It looks supportive. And it seems to be drawing your attention back to what matters, the reality. And there's a lot going on in there. It's almost like they're trying to coax you back out into the world. So this might be a good friend. This could be a family member. I don't know. But they're part of your community. And they want you to be back in it. You know? You're a direct contributor then to whatever the foundation is. And they're coaxing you towards it to spend more time in it or to get back in it. Because right now you're showing me. Like I said, you're keeping yourself to yourself. And I can see why. Something here is shut down for you emotionally. And it's like, I need time to mourn that. I need time to work through it. And no, it cannot change. I know that, and I'm accepting that. This is not a case of transformation. Not you yourself personally are going to be changed, yes, but in terms of being open to a particular pathway and feeling is closed off. Like that's non-negotiable from your point of view, and you're mourning that. You are mourning it. But nevertheless, I have someone who means well. They're kind of like, foundation, back this way, you know. But they bring a great deal of joy. They have a very bright stamp on their energy. Okay. Ace of Cups, Two of Pentacles, Six of Cups. Now this is interesting. I have a soul bond here for you. You're processing something that you're saying is mourning, and you're sad, and it hurts. But going back there isn't an option either. You know that, so you're keeping yourself to yourself. I have someone here who wants to get you back in reality, and they mean well. But then I have a soul bond here. Oh boy, this is why I never read more than two energies, because it can get very confusing. So apologies right now, but yeah, there is a third energy here. It's currently not connected. There is some sort of Six of Cups soul bond, someone who represents the past. Not that. This is done. You're mourning it. You said there's no going back to that. It's not an option. Okay. This, however, I have two people, this soul bond, you share with someone else, someone who represents the past, and it feels nostalgic and sweet. But it is past. You two are connected. In a unique way, you contemplate each other. You both, from a place or space of the soul, think about opening back up towards each other. Again, it is not this. This is done. You've made that clear. Heard you. You're mourning it, and it's non-negotiable. Support person. That represents reality. Potential love interest of the past, where two people still kind of think about each other and connect to each other in that way. Have I made that clear? But right now, you said, I ain't doing nothing. Okay. Physically, yes. No, yes. I have someone here who wants you to come back out to the Ten of Pentacles world. But this, I just want you to know, it's in a space of contemplation between two. And it's from the heart as a potential love in time that perhaps maybe we can approach in time. You both think about each other, and you're still connected via the heart thread, the spirit thread, but likely both. You care about each other to this day. Okay? That's a lot. That's a lot, Pisces, to process. And you're like, tell me about it. Okay, I know. Right there on the split, the Hermit, Ten of Swords, Einstein. I don't blame you, honey. You know, if you're not out there in the foundation in your world community doing jumping jacks, I can kind of see why. I mean, you're mourning. This is going to remain in a state of contemplation, suspension, until there's a stronger sense of readiness for you and whomever it is you're connected to by that invisible thread. Okay? All I have for you is that they are of the past and they're someone whom you used to share intimacy with of the heart. Okay? So that's there, but it's not available yet. Okay? Let's not push it. You're not in the mood anyway. This person's already having a time asking you positively to rejoin the world. Okay? I'm sure they're a good friend or something. I know that they mean well. I know that they mean well. All right. Justice, Ace of Pentacles, Queen of Cups. Okay. In time, correctness for a new beginning. In time. Things will be balanced for a new beginning when your heart feels better, when it's back in working order. Now's not that time. But one day there will be a time. Okay? And you'll be glad that you mourned this properly. Okay? That you let it go. A new beginning that's correct. When you feel more like this. When you know that you're ready to give and receive love from the heart. And it feels soft and welcoming and open. This is not that. Okay? It's not a challenge. Don't take it as one. Clearly, you're letting something go, and the grieving process is different for everybody. But just to let you know, there's more for you in time. The Wheel of Fortune. I told you. Guys, I don't sit around here making this shit up. It's not scripted. I don't know. There's times when I've been doing this for so long, just YouTube. I mean, private readings. I did that for years. And tarot can become quite mundane when you practice it almost every day. And there's some times where it's still kind of, you just have that moment. Like, that's right. That's what it's all about right there. I told you. This is not your standard soul bond. It's not just someone whom you shared a love interest with in the past. It's much more than that. It'll be your justified, correct, emphasis here on correct, new beginning in love. It comes back to you in time. That one's a little firecracker. But they also represent love. Okay. See that? See that? Well, this one comes back. Woo! Either you open up to this when you're ready, or they open. I don't know, honey. That's a. Ooh. Oh, watch out! Now you hurt yourself. It's hot. I got a little fan for that one. But love. In time. So correct. It's so correct. It's not even funny. Goodness me, that's a sharp intake of breath right there. Ooh. It's more than love of the heart, you know what I'm saying? Ooh. Oh my. Very intense. The Tower. Not the Tower, I'm sorry. The Institute. It looks like the Tower, but it's the institute for which we serve. 19, kind of like a sense of value, agenda, tradition, norm, the way things are run. So it's kind of like the Hierophant energy right there. It can be very, very formal process, due process, time. Take the time. This is how we do things, one thing at a time. Yes, I understand. 19. And the pathway. I'm on a particular path. and this is what's right for me. And we're back. I forgot to mention we are running late into the afternoon, so sometimes there's disruption as the house settles into the afternoon routine. Yeah, Cinnamon had an appointment earlier today, so we're running a little bit behind, but that's okay. This was a good quality read. Anyway, point is you saw a cut, and it picks right back up. But yeah, no, that's the belief in the pathway. You kind of play by a certain rule, agenda, or normative of due process. So that sense of correctness for a new beginning in time, that's no joke. You take that seriously. I understand. I'm that person who's like, by the book too. It's like, here's the process as I understand it. And it's best to abide by it. Whenever we deviate from our own sense of path, we end up paying. So that's no good. We got to listen to ourselves about this is what I do, this is how I do it. And it pays well in the end because you got your That's wonderful. Okay, wrapping up. Not the right time. Oh, I know. You've made that clear. And I actually very much agree with you. You're grieving. You're grieving. That's it. That's all. That's all we need to know. Whatever this is meant to come back through when it's supposed to. When you two are ready. In the meantime, you've got a friend here that's like, hey. Okay. All right. GRT. We have the medallion of Scorpio. In the reverse, keyword here being passionate. If you have any Scorpio in your chart, once more check theirs out. There is a certain intensity there that I felt, but yeah, your person over here could be Scorpio, and then of course their season might be important to you. We have you, the seahorse, a wealth of emotion, but for the most part the seahorse keeps it to themselves and they swell, but every now and again they release, and that's a lot to release. We have the Book of Wisdom. Virgo. Doesn't have to be. I'm just saying the Book of Wisdom, experience, healing, knowing, learning. Okay. The owl. Yeah. Some of you big are big on learning from experience. Sorry. Sometimes my tongue tries to lock up. But yeah, I agree with you. Actually, some of the best insight and wisdom you can possibly gain is through experience. We have a little spatula. Some of you enjoy your food, your cooking, profession, hobby. You're cooking right now. Okay. Okay, Pisces, honey, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Cancer, what's up? Show me. Cancer, please. Like always, we're going to start with your side of the board, right? But as I say in the intro, reverse those energies as you see fit. Sorry, I drifted off a little bit because I started hearing, as soon as I started shuffling, I think it's Shake It Up by the Cars. I don't know. I'm so bad with names. I hear lyrics all the time. That doesn't necessarily mean I remember the name of the band or that the name of the song is correct. It's Shake It Up. Dance all night. I don't know. That sounds right, though. Five of Pentacles. The Hierophant. The Queen of Swords. Six of Cups. King of Wands. And the Ten of Cups. Oh, yeah. Oh, the Lovers. No, they're making an appearance today, I tell you what. Seven of Wands. The Page of Wands. Oh, yes. The Hermit. Give this some thought and consideration. I can see that you have, and you will continue to do so. Once more, I advocate that you do what's right for you. And that's exactly what you're trying to figure out. Is this what's right for me? So good job. But the Hermit, yeah, no, you've been thinking about this for a while now, based on wisdom, experience, having lived life thus far. What have you come back with? Lots of experience in there. And you take your experiences very seriously, which is good, because it gives you a lot of space for reflection and insight and, really looking at yourself and what you've done and why and what you might continue to do and not continue to do. So that's good stuff in there. Five of Pentacles, the Hierophant, the Queen of Swords. You're contemplating commitment. And what does that mean to you? How far are you willing to take commitment? How do you see yourself in it? What does it mean to honor it? What does it mean to break from it? What you stand up for and why, and what you will not stand up for and why. That's some serious space of contemplation based on how you've lived life so far and what you've learned from it. So lots to think about. So much to think about. And you're saying, I'm looking at this for a reason. I need a yes or I need a no. You're asking yourself, what does commitment mean to me? What I'm committed to, is it a good reflection of me? What I'm in now, is that a good reflection of me? Do I still stand up for it to this day? Does it still mean something to me? Should I stay in it? Because it hasn't been easy. Okay. That's a lot. So there's a lot of value there of assessment of self and where does you intend to find yourself and where you find yourself today. Do you like that? All that, it's so much is in there. Six of Cups, King of Wands, Ten of Cups, and there's someone who's next to you. It looks strong. You've known them a long time. They love you. They've identified you as their person, their soul bond. Okay. They say they balance with you. It's a joy to balance with you. They're saying they're in it to win it with you. And Lover, Seven of Wands, Page of Wands. There's something here that's energetically speaking being cut off or continued to be deflected. Have a wall around or against. It's a strong connection. It is. In many ways, you're deeply connected to it. Be like it shall not interfere. Okay. I won't open up to it, not even energetically, or try not to. Okay. I see you choosing commitment. You had the contemplation of break. You did. But I see someone who is emotionally attached to you at the hip, spiritually attached to you at the hip, and you've known each other a long time. They love you, I know that. Four of Pentacles, Page of Swords, and the Three of Swords. There's something in you or in somebody that's holding on to some hurt. A sense of rejection. In some ways, you had to reject a strong connection, didn't you? I don't know when, once upon a time. It was not easy. part of you lingers there. I don't think you mean to, but you do. There's a point that you had that Seven of Wands, Page of Wands. I won't let the energy cross, or try not to allow it to. In some ways, you're as deeply bonded to this as you are to that. But it's not a competition. Okay? This is about reflection, a choice, and what's right for you. Okay? King of Wands, the Eight of Pentacles, the Two of Pentacles. Yeah, this person again says it takes work, but they're up for it. They accommodate a lot of the energies, a lot of the busy to and fro of everyday life with you. But they're up for the task. King of Wands, Eight of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles. It's like no matter how crazy it gets, no matter how topsy-turvy it gets, and it can get kind of complicated sometimes, particularly in the 3D. The one or both of you might carry multiple roles, or there's just a lot expected of one of the both of you. You're saying it's like at the end of the day, I always harmonize with you, okay? And I still choose you. I still love you, all right? I see that. Anything, advice, please? I see why you hold on. This represents a kind of an unhealed space in you about having to reject a strong connection. And it's Nine of Swords, the Knight of Cups, King of Swords. And it bothers you that you still find yourself having a feeling for it. Yeah, like I said, in many ways, you're still as deeply bonded to this as much as your commitment here. So I don't know when. I don't know. I don't care. Cancer, I don't care. I see that it still sits with you. And it bothers you that it sits with you. Why do I still feel so strongly towards that when I have this? Yeah. So this is where we have to take a deeper look at ourselves and ask ourselves, okay, certain choices were made in life and with people. So we look at those choices and ask ourselves, were those good choices? For the Cancer I'm looking at, the answer was yes. You, in this commitment, were correct. And what you felt towards that old connection was also correct, but it wasn't chosen. Okay? So I'm not telling you what to do. I would never. You get to arrive at your own particular conclusions. But for those of you, you want to know why your mind still lingers back there in that old space. Well, I see why. It was a very strong connection. In many ways, it fit you in spirit. It fit you in emotion. But it did not line up to your reality. Otherwise, you would have chosen it. Okay? In some way, you found fault with it once upon a time, and you didn't choose it. And that still kind of messes with you a little bit. Why didn't I choose it? I still feel it pulling on me. Well, that's because what you felt for it was real. But you didn't choose the reality. And that's okay. You chose something else that did meet your requirements for reality and emotional connectivity and spiritual connectivity. Okay? So try not to give that, don't get lost to the thought of it. I can see where it tempts you to get lost to the thought of it and go down that spiral. You don't mean to. Accept that what feeling you had for this was real and it was genuine. You were deeply connected to it. And also say, I release myself from it. This is where I'm at. This is me. This is what I chose. Okay? That's it. You know? And it's like it's so easily summarized. Well, this is your choice today. It was your choice yesterday, and it'll likely be your choice tomorrow, but it wasn't a bad one. you know? I know it gets rough in there sometimes. That's commitment, you know? The point is beyond the practical decision, where do you find your heart again and again? Where do you find home again and again? Where do you find continuation of self again and again? I'm glad I put myself into you. I'm glad I put myself into us. See what I'm saying? Yeah, Fox, the sudden wealth, cleverness. You're working hard, trying to be clever, work smarter, not harder. A sense of wealth, making things happen, being clever. Perhaps you've had a little bit of streak of luck these days. Oh, continuation, family legacy, building a name for yourself. So you've got a lot going on. You do. You have to work. You have to be fast, clever, touch of luck. I understand. 14, 11, 2, and 5. It's like in this you had to work hard, but yes, you built into this. This is your legacy. And when you met this person, you felt lucky. You felt lucky, like you hit jackpot. Like you hit the jackpot. Yeah. You still had to work hard. You're still creating a name for yourself. A main female. Yeah. If that's you, the main female, you're a catch. If that's who you're contemplating, the main female, well. It was a choice. House. Your love is your home is your love. Like I was saying, it's, have you made a good choice in where you find your love, your home, and your continuation of self? Okay? Okay. No, but yeah, I understand why you don't give to this. You wonder why you didn't choose it, even though you were so deeply compelled towards it, connected to it. And why did you choose this? You, again, probably because it was right for you. Okay, you get more information. That's what you're doing. You're asking yourself these questions right now. So this is quiet. This is internal. You're trying to learn about it. Some of you might be seeking counsel in that respect, running these ideas by other people. You know, I had this choice between X and Y, and this is what you see what I'm saying? But getting more information. You're trying to learn this for yourself about heart and home and where you find yourself and why you made certain choices over others, and you would know best. And guys, you know, you're showing me a lot of big contemplated energies here, so I know this is important. It's pressing on the Cancer I'm looking at today. I don't know why you're thinking about it now. I have no idea. It's just either yours or it's not. G, H, U, and P. We have two medallions here. Aries as well as Capricorn. Courageous and ambitious. You might have any of these very strong placements in your chart. Could be connecting to other seasons. Might be important to you. And then we have Snowflake. Scorpio energy, sign of transformation. Also winter. Last winter might have been very important. You might have found it very changing season for you. Changing seasons in your life. Reflecting on it. That's just where you are right now. Okay? Yeah. Okay, just the changing seasons of my life. Yeah. I don't know why it's with you now. But the reflection here is not necessarily a bad thing, and I don't want you to see that occasional reflection as a threat. Because it's not. It's not. It's just part of your path. It's part of your experience, that choice. Learn from it. Okay? All right. And just rest assured in who you are. You look like you have a beautiful process, mind, and commitment. Know that. Take reassurance in it. I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well.